Yeah, it's done. You can start, ma'am.
It starts. Yeah.
We are live on YouTube.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Rohit sir. Good afternoon, everyone. And as Mohan sir said, welcome to the 6th day and the last day of the SIP program in Universal Human Values. Today's day has a special significance when it comes to giving and receiving expressions of love. And nowhere is the expression of love more fulfilling when we express it in terms of service, especially service to the community. The National Service Scheme is one such scheme which provides opportunities for youth to ways, avenues, in fact, where you all can contribute to the community. So we are very, very fortunate to have with us today Dr. Sudhir Puranic, who is presently the Registrar of the University of Mumbai and who will be talking to us about the National Service Scheme. Dr. Puranik has held the post of Associate Professor at Sheikh J.N. Paliwala College. He is also the Director of the National Service Scheme of the University of Mumbai, and he's been leading the National Service Scheme on the forefront through various initiatives of the scheme, especially like the blood donation drives which were carried out and which were so important during COVID times. Puranik sir, we are very privileged to have you here with us. A warm welcome to you, and we are eagerly waiting to listen to your presentation on the NSS. Welcome, sir, for your presentation.
Thank you, madam. You may find some disturbances as I am traveling right now, but let us continue the things. At the outset, I must congratulate the entire organizing team for a very successful event, and that too for 6 continuous days. Few minutes back, when Rohit called me and he just requested, sir, whenever you are going to join, please give me a ring at least 2 to 3 minutes before, so that I will have to clear the waiting room and you will have an opportunity to enter the Zoom meeting. That's fantastic. Uh, this performance of the entire team and the quality material that you had delivered for the students is worth praising. I really appreciate the efforts taken by the entire team, and I feel fortunate to be addressing such a fantastic, well-organized event. What Sibyl Madam and Anjali Kare Madam told me, and both of them, they were requesting me to talk about the activities of NSS and what are the different possibilities where students can work with NSS. Uh, Basically, NSS celebrated its 50 years only last year, and now NSS is in 52nd year of its existence. The complete full form of NSS is National Service Scheme, and the motto of NSS is to uh, personality development of students through the social service. So NSS gives you a very good opportunity to work for the society. Now look, when we say that I wish to work for this society, what exactly comes to your mind is a very different thing. Working for society, it doesn't mean that you should be a renowned social worker, or you should have some glamour with you. You should have some support from your friends with you. That is not at all necessary to work for this society, because basically, as a human being, I am a part of this society. If I do something good, that will get reflected in the society. On the day, people will start copying what good you are doing, and that is where NSS plays a vital role. We do not teach anything about social service to the students. Technically speaking, every college has NSS unit. In Mumbai University, around 380 colleges are having NSS units, where The strength varies. Some colleges have 100 NSS volunteers, means 100 students can be enrolled for working in NSS. Some colleges have 300, some colleges have 50. That number varies. But that NSS unit plays a crucial role in making the college responsible for social activities. All the students who are participating in NSS will be getting a benefit of 100, will have to work for 120 hours, and in turn they will get benefit of 10 marks. But what I always feel, and I always keep on saying, that do not restrict yourselves to the benefit of 10 marks. Those 120 hours for 2 years which you work for society, they give you immense pleasure and satisfaction also. I will, instead of speaking the about NSS and the technicalities of the term NSS, I will just give you a brief idea how NSS hierarchy is, and then I will be switching over to what are the different activities that NSS can carry out. NSS is a scheme run by the central government of India, by the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. NSS has separate directorate. Under that directorate, there is one regional directorate. That region for Maharashtra and Goa, our regional directorate is at Pune. And with the central government, on behalf of government of Maharashtra, one particular person coordinates the activities, who is known as the state nodal officer. Recently, Dr. Wanze took over the charge as the state nodal officer. Before him, Dr. Prabhakar Desai was there. So this state nodal officer keeps on coordinating with the universities in the state and the central government on behalf of Maharashtra government. Every university have one NSS director. With that, in some places he is also known as program coordinator. Then there are district coordinators who are looking after every district, and NSS units associated with those districts. But there are still small fragments, then the area coordinators which look after 10, 12 colleges. And then comes the most important part of NSS activities is the college NSS unit. Principal of the college heads that unit, but all the work is done by the NSS program officer, who is necessarily a teacher in the college, and he looks after the entire activities of NSS. With the enrolled volunteers, he is supposed to plan out certain activities. NSS has advisory board of its college also. All the activities designed by the program officer are supposed to be approved by the advisory committee, and then these things go up for the execution. So this is all the technical part of NSS, where you get the basic hierarchy, how NSS works and how it has to go ahead. But now I will be coming to the part of social service. NSS has one special residential camp of 7 days, which is totally funded by the government. The volunteers are supposed to stay in their adopted village for 7 days, where they will work for the society. This is one part, and that special camp teaches you lot many things. In addition to that special camp, you keep on working for the entire year in under different project categories. These categories are a very huge spread of categories is there. I, the categories, the activities run by the University of Mumbai are always very peculiar activities. I will give you some examples of those activities now. The very first activity, we were just thinking of starting something innovative for the villages, for the students also. Huge discussion was going on, what to do and how to do it. I'm telling you the example of my college level. And somehow I was having a team of trekkers from Dombivli. That organization is known as Trek Kshitij is the organization, and normally those trekkers, they regularly used to visit Fort Sudhagad, very I think 12 kilometers from my place of residence. So there we met on the fort one day, and we were thinking what we can do for the society. And all of a sudden, an idea came out that why not to start a library in the village, which is at the base of the fort Sudhagad. So the team of Trek Kshitij and NSS unit of my college took initiative, and we started first library in the year, I think, 2008 2009, in that particular village. Its name is Pachapur. So that library is now going on fantastically well. Basic theme was that village library. There was a school in the village which was supposed to be the central library, and there were five different locations nearby the village where primary schools were being run. And those primary schools, they do not have that much books with them. So the teachers from those primary schools, or the students from those primary schools, they used to come to Pachapur, collect the books from the central library. They took them back to their home, back to their school, and after reading those books, they returned those books and got new books from the library. This is how it was working. On one, I think I was having some work in the village, so I just tried to visit the school also on that day. Very small, young, I think he was in fourth or fifth year. That student came there for exchanging the books from the library. I was very curious that boy was carrying 30 odd books with him for the exchange. I just asked him, have you read anything from those books, or merely you are coming it to exchange the books? He said, Uncle, look, I will tell you one story. He opened up a book and gave me a page from where one story started. And from the very first word till the last word of the story, he recited the exact story that was written in the book. And this was a great surprise for me that my NSS unit, my college students, they have inculcated habit of reading in one student at least. That was the proof that one student at least was there who was reading the book. And that gave us a tremendous satisfaction, value of money. Then in 2019, when I joined the NSS Sale of University of Mumbai as the NSS director, we decided to take up this program at university level. The only difference was, in the first part we had collected books in the form of donation, in the form we had contributed in terms of money for purchase of the books. In the second drive after becoming director, what we thought was, can we have the books collected in the form of donation? And so we requested the program officers and students to collect the books in donation from their friends, teachers. And surprisingly, at the end of the year, those students, I'm saying students, the volunteers, the program officers of different colleges, they were able to install 272 libraries across the entire Mumbai University's length. The first library, it was inaugurated in Palghar district, and the last one is at somewhere near Banda. So that is the work done by the NSS students. Now, what is the outcome of this particular work? Those 272 libraries, they have more than 60,000 titles available in the library. So what I always feel, that my students have brought almost a huge population to the habit of reading. And whenever you try to inculcate the habit of reading, you had done a great social work. So social work, it does not mean that you should take a broom and clean the roads and all that. It is inculcating good habits among the society. The second example that I would like to give you is during the period of pandemic, in the March, the lockdown started, and on 1st of May, NSS units of Mumbai University, it was at Dadar railway station, we organized first blood donation. No, it was at Tahanukar College where the first blood donation camp was organized. And from that particular camp, the collection slowly it went on. During the entire pandemic, we organized around 400 blood donation camps on the different railway stations of Mumbai suburban trains. And you will not believe we could collect 30,000 blood units. Now, collecting 30,000 blood units, can you make out what the students have done? One blood bag can be utilized to save the life of at least 3 people. So multiply those 30,000 by 3, that makes it 90,000. So this is the contribution of NSS, of students towards the society. No one has done any good, great work. No one has contributed more than 2 or 3 blood bags. Even for those 30 in those 30,000 blood units, my 4 blood bags are there. But now that those 4 blood bags, they make 30,000 number, and which is very useful thing for the society. Hope you are getting the importance of the work done together in the form of the cumulative efforts. So those cumulative efforts are always very much important for all of us, and we should keep on doing these things. This is what I feel. And as a student, you have a very good strength, and you can do lot many things, and you should keep on trying those things. Now, let us come to the third example. We have certain people who can't write their names even. Is it possible for you to teach them writing their names, reading, and bring them to a certain part of education? That also, as a student, you can do. And as I repeatedly keep on saying, that every good thing that you are doing is going to be a great service to the society. Because after all, we together, we form the society. We keep on saying that we believe in gender equality. For the male students who had joined this particular program, I have one very simple question. Do you mop your house regularly, or do you clean the house regularly? Do you contribute to the maintenance of your house? Yes or not? Don't give me the answer. That answer, uh, it is for you only. So if you start doing these things, when some or the other day, a small kid from your house sees you, and he just thinks that Dada is trying to clean the house, Dada is mopping the house, and that creates a very different situation. That okay, everyone has to share his own work, everyone has to play his own part in the house also, and that small kid, he starts contributing his own bit to the things. This is how we should go ahead. That being good is not enough. Being good is just sufficient thing. But when you are good and you are trying to make other people good, that is the best thing as a student, as a citizen, I can do. So these are the very peculiar activities of NSS that we had conducted during the last 3 years. And the most major activity was when the lockdown started, people were having very severe problems regarding food and all those things. So some of my NSS volunteers, specifically, I will not name any particular college or any because that will now be that will not be a good thing to name. But some of the volunteers, Gopal was there. He came up and with the group of his 4 5 friends, he started distributing dry ration kits to the affected people during the pandemic. When the money with those 4 5 kids that got exhausted, they started thinking of others because they were in position to provide ration kits to hardly 100 people. They started thinking of doing it in well organized manner. So those students, they approached different NGOs. Rotary was there, Lions Club was there, and all those NGOs, they started contributing to the activity. And through these efforts, 17 community kitchens were run in the Mumbai area, and more than 1 crore 70 lakh food packets were distributed. To assist these activities, University NSS Cell started one helpline. A number was given, and anyone who was in need of food could call that number and get the food. For spreading this particular number, we used one very small idea that we asked the students to write the things on a banner or on a paper and put it in public place. Some students, they never stopped there. After putting that particular notice, they decided to start their own community kitchens. So with the help of society in which they were staying, and those community
So I think we lost the last minute or so. We were not able to hear you. Dr. Mohan Rao,
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I think, is it mine or is it, we've
We're not able
lost
to
her,
hear
no?
him, ma'am. His mic is
Uh-huh.
muted now.
Okay, okay,
Now
okay. I am audible now, madam.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, thank you.
Uh, so where I was, what was my last, which you heard?
Yeah, you said about they started community kitchens.
Okay, okay. Then I missed a lot many things that mobile
Yeah.
automatically went on mute mode. So
Okay.
those students also started their own community kitchens at their places. The government recommended arsenic album 30 as the immunity booster. So the students, they could distribute 35 lakh doses of bottles of immunity boosters to the villagers, to the adopted areas. Even they provided dry ration kits to the villages which were adopted by the colleges or NSS units, and that quantity was more than 60 lakh rupees. So this is how we together can contribute to the society, and with very little effort, we can reach masses. So NSS, it always provides you a good platform to reach masses, and that is the best available option uh, for we people to work together as a student, because it is India's largest student organization, and funded by the ministry. taken care by the state government and trying to reach the government policies, the government schemes to the villages. So if you are planning to join NSS, you are most welcome. And for doing that, please contact your college NSS program officers so that you can be enrolled in the regular NSS activities. So I think, madam, now it's time for me to stop. If the students have any questions, they are free to ask. And once again, I thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity uh, with a constantly increasing number of participants. Thank you very much. Over to you, madam.
Dr. Gauri Hardikar, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Sibyl ma'am. If the students have any questions, maybe one or two questions if you would like to ask to your students, you can raise your hands or you can put your questions in the chat box. Yeah, Sonal, would you like to ask your question?
Sir, Miss, what is the program duration for this NSS?
What is?
Program duration means how many years? For 2 years?
It's for 2 years. Every year you have to work for 120 hours. First year 120, second year 120, and that should be in continuous period. So if you are in first year of college, you have to continue either for first and second year or second and third year.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question that anybody would like to ask? Puranic sir, thank you so much for giving us a clear understanding about the NSS, including the different activities which can be carried out through sharing of your real life examples of the different activities carried out by the NSS units. Sir, when you said being good is not enough, it is important to do good for others. I'm sure you have inspired our young friends to contribute to the society, and I'm sure many of them would think of joining their NSS units in order to be a part of the community initiatives. Sir, thank you so much for sparing your valuable time to be with us today. In spite of the fact that you were traveling, we know your busy schedule. Thank you very much, sir, for coming here and speaking to our students. Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. With your permission, now
Yeah, thank you, Puranic sir. Thank you for a very
Yes, thank
nice
you.
talk on this thing. Yeah. Can you take over, ma'am? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. So, students, this is the 6th day.
Sir, you're on mute. Mohan Rao, sir.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah. So now we'll move on to the. We thank Dr. Sudhir Puranic sir for having given a good overview of NSS activities in university. And now we move on to the UHV session number 2, which is on natural environment by Nidhi Sachide ma'am, and Pooja Pedneca will be back up. And after the session is over, from 5:30, we start the self-evaluation session. It's a very interesting session. We'll show you up a slide and we'll invite randomly some students to come and speak on their sharings. It's a very interesting session that time. And after at 6:15, we will commence the valedictory session, wherein we'll be very honored to have with us the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Suhas Pedneca, and the Honorable Pro VC, Professor Kulkarni, with us for the closing session. And as we mentioned at the beginning, after this valedictory session is over, we will have a test of 45 minutes. We'll share the link. We'll be there for some time. If you have any issue of the link, there should be no problem with the link opening. And you can take your time to complete the test in 45 minutes, which is all part of your participation here. So And just a quick reminder of what you all need to do. Here's the help desk. If you have a difficulty, please, we still see some names with nickname. Please replace them. We are again requesting you again and again. We are not, because it helps us know your name. You please use your chat only to respond to question when they ask you in session. Don't use chat for any other purposes. When the poll is launched, please answer the poll. Even on day 5, we found less than 50% participation in poll and more people answering on chat. The answering on chat when poll is up has no meaning. I hope you realize it. And this shows your participation in the lecture is going on. And as you all know, aware to raise questions, you have to raise your hand. Okay. So with this, I invite Nidhi madam, over to you. I'm stop sharing.
Yes, sir. I'm sharing soon.
Yes, Chaitanya, you had a question?
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, little louder. Yeah.
Sir, I just want to confirm that today's UHV test will start at 6:45. Na?
After session is over. Okay.
After session is over. Okay. Okay.
Whatever time it takes. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you. All the best.
Sir, my screen is visible and I'm audible.
Yes, perfectly
Clearly?
audible, ma'am. Totally visible. Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaste. Namaste, sabhi ko. Yes, we had one day yesterday to think over different proposals which we have gone through for 5 days. Today we will talk about the harmony at the nature level, and with that we will quickly go through what have been our exploration throughout these 6 days, and then we will go towards evaluation session as Rao sir just now mentioned. So welcome all for this session where we are going to consider natural environment for us to explore. So far we have explored as individual human beings, we want to live with happiness and prosperity in continuity. हम सभी लोग देख पाए थे कि हमारे लिए निरंतर सुख और समृद्धि पूर्वक रहना हमारी मूलभूत चाहना है, right? And with that, we have talked about harmony in family, and then we said that we want to live in a humane society. So after the session that day, when you all were putting up your reflections about what kind of society you would like to live, it was clear indication that we all want to live in this humane society where there is trust in the society. And for that trust to establish, there is prosperity in the family. And for that prosperity in the family to establish, it was a requirement that each individual, for all of us, this right understanding and right feeling is essential to have within us. Hai na? So now, today we will talk about the harmony in the nature. So for that, first of all, just check, है ना, हम थोड़ा ऑब्जर्व करते हैं हमारे अराउंड जो नेचर है वहां पर हमारे लिए हार्मनी में रहने के लिए कोई सुविधा बनी हुई है या नहीं. If there is a provision in the nature for living in harmony, that we will first find out with some observations from your side. So Didi, we will have a poll here, and students, you can reflect over it. What is your opinion? Is nature by way of harmony? What is your feeling about it? Or there is way of struggle? There is survival of the fittest thing present in the nature? Yes. We all can respond through poll. और साइमल्टेनियसली हम बात भी कर सकते हैं. स्टूडेंट्स, आप लोगों का क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है जब हम नेचर की बात करते हैं? तो व्हाट आर आवर ऑब्जर्वेशंस? डू वी फाइंड स्ट्रगल इन द नेचर और नेचर हैज ऑलरेडी दैट हार्मनी प्रेजेंट? व्हाट इज आवर ऑब्जर्वेशन दैट वी कैन सी? यस चैतन्य, वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर समथिंग अबाउट इट?
Yes, ma'am, I'm audible clearly.
Yes, clearly you are audible.
Okay, so I want to say that really the nature don't find the any type of the disharmony with that. It really behaves in harmony, and also it has and also it gives various benefits to the human and also to the society by giving a proper and pure oxygen, and it also that means maintains the proper nature balance, and that's all.
Okay. Would you like to
Yes.
share some particular example if it is okay? आपने ऑक्सीजन का तो बताया ही है, हार्मनी में है ऐसा भी बताया है, बट एनीथिंग एल्स वुड यू लाइक टू ऐड टू इट by some particular example of harmony in the nature?
Ma'am, I want to ask, I want to add that due to the proper maintenance of the nature and proper development in the nature, we may see various benefits of a proper no change in the season and all the proper no climatic changes and all that we can see.
अच्छा, ठीक है. You mean to say that if we do not disturb, these changes in the environment which are now taking place would come
Yes.
to harmony.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Okay, okay. Thank you for your reflection. Very nice.
Thank you.
Yes. What about others? Do you have some observations? When we call nature, what kind of units come, into our imagination? When we say nature, what are we thinking of as nature? नेचुरल सीनरी जब हम याद करते हैं तो हम क्या क्या चीजें वहां पर प्लेस करना चाहते हैं? वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर अबाउट इट? यस, एनीवन एल्स? अच्छा, आप लोग और भी रिफ्लेक्ट कर सकते हैं, चैट बॉक्स में भी बता सकते हैं ऐसा कोई इंसिडेंट जहां पर आपने हार्मनी देखा हो इन द नेचर, है ना? या फिर स्ट्रगल हो रहा है आपको लगता है नेचर में? आप लोगों ने ये तो सुना ही होगा, है ना, पैंडेमिक में जब इनिशियल फेजेस में लॉकडाउन हो गया था तो विद इन 1 or 2 months there was much of the recovery at nature's level. ऐसा आप लोगों का ऑब्जर्वेशन है? Yes or no? Have you been gone through some kind of news where it was saying that things are falling in place automatically because we are home? Have you heard of such news? Are you all ready for discussion? Yes or no in the chat box? Are you all awake? Do we have our YouTube participants as well, Mohan sir or Pooja Didi?
Yes, they are there, but they are there, but there's no question is it.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you. So our YouTube participants can also respond. What is your feeling about nature? Is it in the harmony or there is struggle or there is survival of the fittest? After our observation, then we will see to it, what is the reality? What is there actually in the nature that we will see. Okay, so I can see 69% of our participants saying that nature is by way of harmony. And 31% are saying there is struggle, there is survival of the fittest, etc. Okay, आप लोग कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशन शेयर करना चाहेंगे? अगर आप कह रहे हैं ना कि नेचर इज बाय वे ऑफ हार्मनी, वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर सम ऑब्जर्वेशंस? Anahad, your mic is already provided to you. You can unmute and speak. Yes, Anahad, Karan Gupta, आदर्श पांडे, आप सभी के पास माइक है. You can share your reflections about it. Yes, Adarsh, Anahad, would you like to share some views about the nature's harmony which is there? Vikas Yadav? You also have mic with you. Do you have some question or reflection to ask? Do you want to share something? Anhad and Vikas Yadav? Okay. So we will consider, as Chaitanya has just now said, that harmony is already there. So we just have to verify whether it is there or not. Yes. If we are saying it, how we can assume it is there? So let us just look at it. Okay. So now you can start using your chat box. I hope you are able to put up your responses in the chat box. Whether you are able to access the chat box, yes or no in chat box. So I'll get this confirmation from your side. Do you have access to it? You can put up your responses in the chat box. Yes or no? Are you all able to put up your views? Yes, Sakshi, you have the mic with you. Sagar Chavan, you have the mic with you. Rohit sir, I hope our students are able to access the chat box. It is enabled for them. You all are raising hand. Do you have some opinion to put up? Samuel, Sagar Chavan, Robert Borkar. Would you like to share something? Krishna Vaghela. Pooja Didi, I hope I am audible because many of our students are raising hand, but I don't think so they are able to speak. I hope my voice is reaching properly.
My voice, the raising hand will just give ask to unmute. I think they're doing that. Yeah, there it is. Somebody's there.
Yes. Rishikesh Mohite. हाँ पूजा दीदी बोलिए.
You are audible, but students, are you able to unmute yourself?
Ma'am, I'm audible.
Yeah, Chaitanya.
Sir, ma'am, the chat is not means available to write. It is disabled. We cannot access the chat.
Okay.
हाँ.
Rohit sir, just enable the chat, please. Rohit sir, please enable the chat.
Rohit sir. Mohan Rao sir, we'll call him. No?
Yeah, I called him, he's not responding. So maybe
Okay, I'll also try.
I think Karan is there who asked question. Robert is there. You can just ask to unmute, ma'am. Yeah. Robert, yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Robert.
Sir, some students have not yet received the email for this invitation.
Okay, you can share the same link with them. You can share the same link with
So
them.
it's enabled, he says.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Now it's enabled. Now it's enabled. Yes. Robert, you can share the link with them. They can join. Okay, Robert.
Mohan Rao sir, requesting you to ask the volunteers to
Yes,
even
sir.
share the link on the YouTube chat.
Yeah, we've done that. We've done that, ma'am.
On YouTube chat, it is
Yes,
there.
yes, we've done that.
Okay, thank you.
There are only about so this. I think Robert is a question. Robert, you can share the link with others. Yes. Okay. Prathamesh. Prathamesh. Yeah. Prathamesh, you are unmuted. You can speak. I think, ma'am, you can go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was thinking why our students are not responding. Are they all there or not? So it is good that Chaitanya, you let us know that chat is not working. But now I hope we are connected well. And whenever you have some reflections to put in, You can unmute yourself, raise your hand, or at least type it in the chat box.
Madam, Adarsh Pandey and Balal Nagarkar.
Yes.
Adarsh Pandey, please go ahead.
Yes, Adarsh, you can speak something as you have opened your mic. Yes, Balal.
Hello, ma'am. Myself, Ballal Nagarkar.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Ha, you are audible, Balal. Please go ahead.
Okay. What is I want to speak on is the nature by the way of harmony. So what is harmony? Harmony means surviving without fighting, without arguing. As related to this point, I would like to say that we are inseparable part of the nature. Means whatever we want, we are dependent on the nature. So if we damage the nature, we are directly damaging ourselves. Means if we cut the trees, if we use the carbon dioxide, if we expose carbon dioxide, it will directly affect the nature. So the way nature is the way of harmony is right according to me.
Okay, thank you very much for your reflection. As you have rightly said, we also are inseparable part of the nature, and that is why we have to see towards our actions which we are taking, right? So if it is like, putting ourselves in danger, if we are disturbing the already existing harmony which is there in the nature. Very nice, Balal. Okay, Adarsh, would you like to continue now? Is it okay for you to speak up? Okay. Maybe we are not able to reach Adarsh, but not a problem. As we have tried to understand this, that whether this harmony is there or not, or there is struggle. So with some of your reflections, I can see that this harmony is there already. So we will see how we can look into the harmony which is there. है ना, हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि जब हम ये नेचर, है ना, इस वर्ड को यूज करते हैं तो हमारे सामने कौन कौन से ऑब्जेक्ट्स आते हैं, जरा आप लोग लिस्ट करेंगे क्या चैट बॉक्स में? जब हम नेचर की बात करते हैं आप जरा चैट बॉक्स में बताइए, जब हम नेचर, people, trees, birds, forests, okay, good. Animals, अच्छी बात है. अच्छा, और नए कोई एलिमेंट्स हैं? अच्छा, रिवर है, वेरी नाइस. ओशन है, वेरी गुड. इंसेक्ट्स हैं, माउंटेन्स हैं, फूड है, फ्लावर्स हैं, एयर है, प्लांट्स हैं, वेरी नाइस ना. आप सभी लोग देख पा रहे हैं कि बहुत सारे लिविंग क्रीचर्स और बहुत सारे नॉन लिविंग क्रीचर्स भी हैं नेचर में, है ना. तो अभी आप लोगों के हिसाब से ही देखिए, नेक्स्ट स्लाइड में आप लोगों के इनपुट कंसिडर किए हैं, है ना. सॉइल, एयर, वाटर, ट्रीज, एनिमल्स, बर्ड्स, प्लैनेट्स भी हैं, है ना. तो आप सभी के इनपुट से अगर हम नेचर को डिफाइन करें तो नेचर इज इक्वल टू कलेक्शन ऑफ यूनिट्स. सम ऑफ द यूनिट्स एज suggested by you we have listed on the slide. Okay, but now we have to look into it that whether with this just preparation of the list we will be able to understand the harmony which is there ना. सिर्फ लिस्ट बना लेंगे तो हार्मनी को समझ पाएंगे क्या ना, हमें जरा देखना होगा. तो we will see if we can first of all categorize these units into some parts so that studying them becomes easier for us. So for this purpose we have classified the units which we have listed into 4 orders, है ना. ये simplification purpose के लिए हमने क्या किया है, classify किया है. तो first order ना, that is present as physical order, we call it in Hindi as Padarth Avastha. So what are the units in the physical order? They are like air, water, soil, metals which are there, planets which are there. So all are coming into this physical order. Then there is this second order named as bio order. तो bio order में कौन से units हैं? So there are plants, there are trees, herbs, shrubs, as you said, you have listed it in the chat box. So these all are coming into bio order, which is also called as pran avastha. This respiration activity is going on here in the bio order, right? Then there is this third order as animal order. So this is called as jeev avastha. So the animals and birds mostly are coming into this animal order, है ना? तो respiration के साथ साथ और बहुत सारे activities भी इस order में होते हैं, है ना? So because of that purpose, we have kept bio order and animal order as separate two orders. And then finally there is this order where we all humans are placed, and it is called as human order और ज्ञान अवस्था, है ना? तो आज सभी लोग हम इस सेशन में प्रेजेंट हैं, है ना? ऐसा कोई सेशंस आपने सुना है क्या एनिमल्स के लिए भी होता हो, जहां पर अंडरस्टैंडिंग की बात हो रही है ना? तो ये जानने का जो काम है ना, अंडरस्टैंडिंग का काम, तो दैट हैपेंस इन दिस ह्यूमन ऑर्डर. That is why the human order is kept separately. Do you think this classification would help us in understanding these orders properly? Do we have to add some units into this orders? Is anything left? Is anything left to be added to this order? Do you think some elements can be added to these orders which are present? Or we will have to create a new order? ऐसा जरूरत है? अच्छा, प्रतीक कह रहे हैं no. Prapti is also saying no, है ना? तो these four orders are able to integrate the elements or units which are there present in the nature properly. So now what we will do, as initially we were saying that there is this harmony present, ना? तो कैसे harmony है, that we will try to understand. Okay. Now, there is this relationship of mutual fulfillment. Mutual fulfillment. There is fulfillment among the two. Between, now we will take a pair of physical order and bio order. So we will see. Now, for the plant or tree to grow, it requires soil first of all. Then water is required. Then air is required, sunlight is required, है ना? ऐसा हो सकता है क्या, किसी भी एक सीड को हमने एक प्लास्टिक के शीट पे रख दिया, सनलाइट में उसे जाकर रख दिया और उसको पानी डाल रहे हैं रोज, शायद स्प्राउट तो कर लेगा, और उसका ट्री श्रब ऐसा कुछ बन पाएगा क्या? Will it be possible for it to grow? ना? So the elements which we have listed down in the physical order are required for bio order to grow. So this bio order is taking the help of these all units to grow. And then in return, what bio order is offering to this? We know, if there are trees planted in one particular area, it stops the soil erosion. It holds the roots of the trees, holds the soil properly. So it stops soil erosion. When the leaves or fruits or any dead particles of a tree fall down on the surface of the soil, it helps the soil to enrich. It helps the soil to nourish itself, right? When the tree is cut, its branches, when added to the soil, it will create a compost. It will increase the fertility of the soil. It will increase the nutrients which are there in the soil. So this way, now if we observe this mutual fulfillment among these two orders, it's cyclic, है ना? Plants grow करते हैं soil में से. जब plants वापस से, है ना, अगर वो dry हो गए, सूख गए, ना उनका life span खत्म हो गया, it becomes the part of the soil. Then from that same soil, a new seed germinates and it forms the plant. So this is cyclic. It is interconnected. We have seen without help of the physical order, it is not possible for bio order to continue. And for soil also, no, with the help of these bioorder units, it is possible to nourish itself. And these are interdependent. They are connected as well as they are dependent. And every unit is enriched, है ना? हर एक यूनिट का enrichment हो रहा है. Soil का भी enrichment हो रहा है. Because of plants, the composition of air is maintained. Now we are saying that CO2 is increasing, but why it is increasing? Because we have, intervened. Otherwise, if sufficient number of plants are there, that composition of air can be balanced properly. We know because of some plants, the water also gets cleaned, है ना? तो हम लोगों ने ये सब बातें पढ़ी तो हैं. We have studied it from our standard 1 in our schools, na? But we never have, paid attention to it, maybe. And that is why we are ending up in this scenario. So now this is the time we understand this cyclic, interconnected and interdependent nature of the two orders and how the orders are enriched, that we have seen. And if you observe carefully, there is abundance of physical order for the bio order to thrive, ना? Bio order का development अच्छे से हो, इसलिए देखिए काउंट में अगर क्वांटिटी में अगर हम इन सभी को कलेक्टिवली काउंट करते हैं और फिजिकल ऑर्डर के एलिमेंट्स को काउंट करते हैं, तो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, नंबर ऑफ प्लांट्स टुगेदर इफ काउंटेड, मच मोर अमाउंट ऑफ सॉइल इज अवेलेबल, है ना? पानी का क्वांटिटी भी ज्यादा है, एयर का कंपोजिशन भी बहुत ज्यादा है in comparison to what plants needed. So there is this abundance, भरपूर मात्रा में present है this physical order so that bio order can be increased. ना? Are you able to see to it? Didi, we may have a poll here. जब तक आप लोग पोल के लिए रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हो, आर यू एबल टू सी दैट देयर इज म्यूचुअल फुलफिलमेंट बिटवीन फिजिकल ऑर्डर एंड बायो ऑर्डर? अगर आप इसको नहीं देख पा रहे हैं, है ना, तो ऑब्जर्वेशन को ओपन रखिए. एंड इफ यू आर सेइंग नो, देन आल्सो यू कैन शेयर योर ऑब्जर्वेशंस. The poll has stopped, Didi, but we can relaunch it if it is possible. And by that time we can talk to some of our participants. आप सभी लोग बात भी कर सकते हैं about your observation, about what has been said. Are you able to relate to it? You can raise hand. You can provide your reflections in the chat box. It would be nice. The poll is available again. Those who appeared for the poll initially also have to do the same thing now. Appear for it again. Yes, बताइए आप लोगों का क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है? What do you think? ये साइक्लिक पार्ट, ये एनरिचमेंट वाला पार्ट है या नहीं है? आप लोगों का क्या ऑब्जर्वेशन है? अच्छा, तानिया गुप्ता इज सेइंग इट इज देयर. अच्छा, आपने पोल में भी रिस्पॉन्ड कर लिया है ना? आरती दीदी, if we have some responses from the YouTube, some particular reflections, then also you can share, दीदी. अच्छा, ठीक है. Humans are in which order? Humans are in human order. ज्ञान अवस्था में है. विजेता, humans है ना, फिजिकल ऑर्डर में तो नहीं है, बायो ऑर्डर में भी नहीं है, एनिमल ऑर्डर में भी नहीं है. ह्यूमंस के लिए एक सेपरेट ऑर्डर बनाया गया है. ठीक है ना? ओके. आप में से किसी को कुछ शेयरिंग करना है? वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर समथिंग ओवर व्हाट इज बीन सेड? Were you able to observe? This looks like sustainable nourishment and biotic and abiotic forms. Oh, yes. There was some question, but I may have. Okay. Can we say because of physical order there is bio order? Yes, of course. No, otherwise how it would have been possible for a plant to germinate without soil or air or sunlight or water? No, these all are required for bio order to grow. That is why it is said the units are interconnected and interdependent. They are dependent on each other, right? Good that you are able to observe. Now we will add one more order to it. हमने एक pair को consider किया था, अब उसमें और एक order को join कर लेते हैं ना, between physical order, bio order, and then animal order. Let's see if there is this interconnection and interdependence is there or not. No, for animals to live, of course, this water, air is required. Na, so they are directly taking it from physical order. For animals to get nourishment, they are dependent on bio order. They are dependent for water and air on physical order. They have to stay. They require some place that is there from the physical order. And for nourishment, they are dependent on the bio order. Now, what these animals are offering to these two orders that we can check. Now, we know again parts of the body of an animal. Once the animal is dead, no, it will be possible that this animal will be decomposed and that will add nourishment to the soil. Na, ye ek way ho gaya. Animals also excrete their waste. That also gets added to the soil. That also helps the soil to nourish. So they are, directly giving this nourishment to the soil. We know, fishes are there. So these fish which are there in the water, they help the water to clean. पानी में रहते भी हैं और पानी को clean भी करते हैं. So they are taking support from the physical order and helping the order to remain clean. What about bio order? We have heard this. Generally, the seed germination which happens, otherwise if we were not there. So birds are said to be the carrier of the seed of plants from one place to another. So these birds are helping bio order to grow. Trees cannot go from one place to another place, but birds can. So birds are carrying their seeds. They eat the fruit, they carry the seed in their stomach, and through their waste, that seed gets the power to germinate well. ऐसा भी सुना गया है. कुछ animals, जंगल में कुछ animals होते हैं, ऐसा सुना है. आप लोग पे research करके बताना, है ना? When they take a walk in the jungle, because of their respiration process, they breathe in and they breathe out. As they walk through that part of the jungle, just because of their breathing activity, if there are insects on the trees which are harming the tree parts, then just because of the breathing of some of the animals, these insects are killed. So ye killing of insect which may become, the obstacle in the growth of a tree are getting killed just because of this breathing activity. So direct help तो है ही, indirect help भी है. Animals के waste की वजह से soil enrich हुआ. Enriched soil में अगर किसी plant को हमने germinate करने के लिए छोड़ा है, तो that plant will grow well. तो direct benefit भी है, indirect benefit भी है. Are you all able to see to it? ऐसे कुछ examples आप लोग share करना चाहेंगे? Would you like to share some examples where you are able to see that these animals from animal order, bio order units or physical order units are helping each other grow well? And again, we can observe the abundance of physical order and bio order, the count of this order and this order, no, is much more than the count of animal orders if counted together, ना. तो एनिमल ऑर्डर को अच्छे से डेवलप करने के लिए बायो ऑर्डर एंड फिजिकल ऑर्डर आर देयर इन अबंडेंट क्वांटिटी, ना. वेरी नाइस दैट यू आर एबल टू सी. एक और रिफ्लेक्शन ले सकते हैं दीदी यहाँ पर. बाय दैट टाइम वी ऑल्सो कैन इंटरैक्ट. आज लास्ट डे है तो आप सभी लोग जितना ज्यादा इंटरैक्ट करेंगे, इट वुड बी वेरी नाइस फॉर अस टू कनेक्ट. Would you like to raise hand and share your opinion? Would you like to share something? Do you have question to put up? Are we all able to see the harmony which is there? Acha, Ballal says everything is dependent. One of the known life cycle is grass, grasshopper, snake, eagle, manure, again plants continue. Very nice. Yes, that example we have seen. Yes. Okay. The poll is still there on the screen. You can appear for it. Don't worry, it is there. You'll be able to appear for it. Would you like to share your reflection? YouTube participants can also share their reflection on the chat. If you have any specific observation regarding these three orders and their mutual fulfillment. Yes. We are dependent on animals. Yes. So our role we have to still discuss, Shruti. But nice observation that you have already pointed that out. Everything in the world is relative. Everyone is dependent on someone. Very nice that we are able to see. ऐसा हो सकता है ना, अभी तक हम लोगों को लग रहा होगा कि हम ही मास्टर हैं, है ना, हमसे ही तो सब चल रहा है. बट अभी अगर हम डिपेंडेंस को देख पा रहे हैं, now do we feel that gratitude towards the elements of the nature? अभी तक तो हमने बात नहीं की है हमारे लिए, बट फिर भी, है ना. So now, okay, very nice that you all are able to relate to it. ठीक है, हम थोड़ा सा आगे बढ़ते हैं. We'll see what are your responses. So almost 94% of our participants saying that they are able to see this mutual fulfillment among the three orders. 2% are saying no. So you can specifically point out some examples so that for us also it will give a good exploration point. And 4% are saying cannot say, not a problem. You can start observing, get out of your place, now observe the nature, and you will be able to see whether this dependence among the three orders is there or not. Survival of the fittest consideration of these three orders. Okay. You know, this phenomenon of survival of the fittest may have been observed by someone, like we say, the deer gets killed by a tiger or a lion, and we call that single phenomenon by the survival of the fittest, है ना. पर ऐसा है क्या? देखिए, last 50 years या 100 years में हम लोगों ने ना, we humans have announced, ये announced word specifically कह रही हूँ मैं, आप लोग observe कीजिए. We have announced some of the tiger reservoirs, है ना. reservoirs announce किए गए हैं ताकि जो extinct होते animal हैं उनको preserve किया जाए ना. पर ये जो 100 years में हम बोल रहे हैं कि हमने reservoirs बनाए हैं, हमने कुछ फॉरेस्ट में डिक्लेयर कर दिया है कि यहाँ पर हंटिंग ऑफ द एनिमल्स और किलिंग ऑफ द एनिमल्स इज नॉट अलाउड, ऐसा हम लोगों ने किया है अनाउंसमेंट, है ना। लेकिन एनिमल्स में ऐसा कुछ अनाउंसमेंट होता है क्या? और अगर नहीं होता है तो फिर भी आज तक ऐसा क्यों नहीं हुआ कि बहुत सारे एनिमल्स एक्सटिंक्ट हो गए ना? अभी जितने एनिमल्स एक्सटिंक्ट हो रहे हैं उतने स्पीड में इससे पहले कभी हिस्ट्री में हुए हैं क्या? दैट वी हैव टू ऑब्जर्व, है ना। भले ही टाइगर डियर को शिकार करके खा रहा है ना, बट आप लोगों को ये पता है अपनी पूरी लाइफ टाइम में टाइगर या फिर लायन कभी भी इतना किलिंग नहीं करते हैं जितना किसी ह्यूमन ने किया होगा, है ना। और वो भी उनका तो कितना क्लैरिटी होता है, दे ईट ओनली व्हेन दे आर हंग्री, दे डू नॉट ईट जस्ट फॉर द सेक ऑफ एंजॉयमेंट। चलो आज एक डियर खा के देखते हैं और एक हंटिंग करते हैं, ऐसे कभी टाइगर सोचते हैं क्या? Even if the animal is there in front of them and if they are not hungry, they will never kill the animal, ना। तो उनकी तरफ से तो डिफाइनाइट कंडक्ट है ही। तो फिर ये सर्वाइवल ऑफ द फिटेस्ट का जो टर्म किसी ने लाया है ना, उसको हमें वापस एक बार सोचने की जरूरत है ना। हाँ, आप बोल रहे हैं लायन किंग मूवी में था ना, ऐसा ही था सच में ना। दे विल वहां पर कुछ एनिमल्स में ये ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी दिखाया गया था, बट एक्चुअल में ऐसा होता है क्या ना? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि बस रिवेंज लेने के लिए, एंजॉयमेंट के लिए एनिमल्स दूसरे एनिमल्स को किल करते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है ना। दे आर मेंटेनिंग देयर ऑर्डर, दे आर मेंटेनिंग द काउंट। अगर बहुत सारे डियर हो गए है ना, तो वो चेन जो है ना वो डिस्टर्ब हो जाएगा। इसलिए कार्निवोरस एनिमल्स का रोल है, हर्बीवोरस एनिमल का रोल है, एंड दे ऑल आर एबल टू टेक पार्टिसिपेशन इन द रोल विच इज मेंशन्ड फॉर देम, राइट। ठीक है, आई होप इट हेल्प्स यू। ठीक है, तो नाउ वी विल सी आर रोल इन इट, है ना। 3 ऑर्डर्स का म्यूचुअल फुलफिलमेंट देख लिया, अभी हमारा देखते हैं, है ना। आप लोग पहले से ही बोल रहे हैं, है ना। देखिए, हम फिजिकल ऑर्डर से तो सब कुछ ले ही रहे हैं, इतने सारे ज्वेलरीज और ऑर्नामेंट्स बनाते हैं मेटल को लेकर। एयर वाटर सॉइल तो हम बहुत ज्यादा यूज कर रहे हैं, प्लांट से भी हम कितना सारा ले रहे हैं ना। हमारा पूरा नरिशमेंट, राइट यूटिलाइजेशन, प्रोटेक्शन, नरिशमेंट ना, सभी के लिए जो हमें चाहिए वो बायो ऑर्डर से तो हमें मिल ही रहा है। एनिमल ऑर्डर से भी हम कितना कुछ ले रहे हैं ना। somebody had mentioned about honey ना, मिल्क भी हम एनिमल ऑर्डर से लेते हैं ना? हम एनिमल ऑर्डर से हमारे लिए प्रोटेक्शन के लिए वुल भी लेते हैं, तो फ्रॉम वेयर इट कम्स? तो इट कम्स फ्रॉम द एनिमल ऑर्डर। अभी देखिए, यू कैन ऑब्जर्व दिस डायग्राम केयरफुली, दिस टेकिंग इन पार्ट ना, this is clearly mentioned, and what are we returning? To each order there is question mark. We are digging the soil, we are taking minerals out of it, we are using them. But what about returning to physical order? We are consuming water at a very good speed, and what do we return? We return the water which is contaminated, the water which is polluted. We use lots of trees, no, these bio order units help us in nourishment as well as protection. These helps us in maintaining the health in the body. nourishment तो करते ही हैं, टेम्पररी बॉडी में डिसहार्मनी भी हो जाए तो मेडिसिन के लिए हम कहाँ पर डिपेंडेंट हैं? मोस्टली बायो ऑर्डर पर डिपेंडेंट है। यहाँ थोड़ा थोड़ा डिपेंडेंसी तो है ना। फिर एनिमल ऑर्डर से भी हम ले ही रहे हैं। दिस न्यूज आर्टिकल आई हैड रेड वंस, वी यूज द वुल, है ना, सो दैट वी कैन क्रिएट स्वेटर्स एंड शॉल्स। बट उनका एक कुछ पीरियड होता है ना, उनको वो जो कटिंग करते हैं ना, हेयर कटिंग शिप का, तो उसका एक कुछ पीरियड होता है 1 year का। बट नाउ बिकॉज ऑफ not rightly understanding the need of the physical facility, human beings are cultivating those sheep, है ना, उनका हेयर का कटिंग करते हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल thrice or twice in a year, and in this process many of the sheep are dying. तो हम उनसे ले रहे हैं, है ना, उनको जो नेचर ने प्रोटेक्शन कवर बना के दिया है वो हम ले रहे हैं, दैट इज फाइन, बट वी आर टेकिंग इट सो फास्ट दैट देयर नेचुरल कवर वी आर ओमिटिंग एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट दे आर डाइंग. तो ये ठीक बात है क्या ना? So everywhere there is question mark. Why this question mark is there? Because we do not understand our need of the physical facility well. We are accumulating more and more. We are considering that our dependence on physical facility is more. So because of our notion, which is set not right, this is happening. So without right understanding, human beings are not fulfilling for any of the four orders. Now what we should do? ना यहाँ की प्रॉब्लम है, right understanding की प्रॉब्लम है. So now if we observe this, ना आप लोग इतने यहाँ पर हैं अभी, है ना, 668 are there. So what do you think? हम अपने आप से पूछे, नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस के आधार पर चेक करें, what is naturally acceptable to us? To exploit, harm nature or to nurture the elements in the nature? कौन से पार्ट्स के साथ, है ना, नर्चर वाला पार्ट या एक्सप्लॉयटेशन वाला पार्ट? वी फील कंफर्टेबल ना, वी फील इन हार्मनी, वी फील जॉयस. कहाँ से होता है? सिर्फ एक पेड़ को, है ना, गमले में एक छोटा सा प्लांट हमने प्लांट किया है, उसको सिर्फ पानी भी देते हैं, हाउ डू वी फील? जस्ट दैट थॉट ऑफ प्लांटिंग अ सीड इन अ पॉट, हाउ डज इट फील? ना किसी भी एनिमल को हम सोचते भी हैं, किसी भी पेट को हम घर में तो रखते हैं बहुत सारे, नहीं भी हो पेट, रास्ते पर से कोई भी एनिमल जा रहा हो, किसी बर्ड को आपने रेस्क्यू कर लिया, है ना, उसे बचाया, कुछ दिया, कैसे लगता है आप लोगों को? अच्छा लगता है? So do we have this natural acceptance to nurture the elements which are around us? So yes, I'm able to see it is there. Na? So human beings have that natural acceptance to be mutual fulfilling. अगर हम natural acceptance को रेफर करते हुए चल रहे हैं ना, तो हम इस nurture की ओर जाते हैं. But if we are not aware, if we are not paying attention to the natural acceptance, then this question mark is there every time. So what is the solution to this? That we have to have this right understanding. Human beings can understand the mutual fulfillment and they can be fulfilling for all four orders. We do not have to do much. That harmony is already there. We just have to understand it. And then that question mark is getting replaced by the tick mark, where we now are taking part in the fulfillment, at least not disturbing the other three order elements, right? Yes, ना आप सभी लोग देख पा रहे हैं, वेरी नाइस. दिस इज अगेन अ टाइम ऑफ द पोल. एंड आप बहुत सारे लोग यहाँ चैट में तो रिस्पॉन्ड कर रहे हैं. यू कैन ऑल्सो टॉक टू अस, है ना. बाय टॉकिंग इट विल एक्सप्लोर many new things for all of the listeners. Would you like to interact? Then you can share, raise your hand. बहुत सारे observations तो आपके हैं. Chat box में respond ना करें. You should respond to the poll which is there. Our YouTube participants can respond through the chat. Any specific particular reflection would you like to share? We have been studying environmental science since our school. Do you have some observations regarding that? What is the reason do you think we were not able to participate well? The poll has appeared again. Kindly respond to it again. So whether we require this right understanding. Please raise your hand if you would like to interact. The poll is there on the screen again, okay? Those who are saying no or cannot say, Yes, Kaustubh Kaptial, would you like to interact? Yes, Kaustubh, you have the mic.
Hello, ma'am. Am I
Yes,
audible?
Kaustubh. Yes, yes.
Ma'am,
Clearly audible.
I feel like we humans should live sustainably so that everyone could live in harmony, nature and humans.
Very nice that you are able to see. Will it happen without rightly understanding happiness and physical facilities need?
No, ma'am, I feel like humans should know how much they need and how much they should use from that so that so that we cannot exploit it explicitly.
तो अभी जैसा हमारा है ना नेचर का हालत बना हुआ है, डू यू थिंक इट इज पॉसिबल टू रिवर्स इट if we start taking effort at least now?
Ma'am, we have exploited it so much for many years, and now we are taking initiative. I feel like it is possible, but it will take very long time right now.
But if we do not start at least now, are you able to imagine the world where we will be living?
Yes, ma'am, it will be very devastating to see how much it would take.
Yes,
Thank
so
you,
this
ma'am.
is, yes, thank you, Kaustubh. So with your input, at least this is the time we should start, right? Okay, Vikas Yadav, would you like to share? You have the mic with you.
Yes, ma'am. Humans are dependent on all the other orders, physical, bio, and animal, but we are not considering them as important as we should be. Today's natural condition, ma'am, will I speak in Hindi? Will it be okay?
No problem. Of course, go ahead.
Yes, thank you. ऐसा एक मतलब नेचर को अभी का जैसे भी पैंडेमिक 2 ईयर से था तो थोड़ा सा इम्प्रूवमेंट एयर क्वालिटी में हुआ है, बट अगेन जब सारे लॉकडाउन सब खोल रहे हैं तो सब लोग मतलब थोड़ा अंडरस्टैंडिंग होना चाहिए, मतलब उतने टाइम तक एयर क्वालिटी ठीक था तो पर्सनल के बजाय जैसे अभी मतलब सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग भी चाहिए, बट जैसे कोविड कम हो जाएगा, जैसे नॉर्मल कंडीशन हो जाएगी, तब मोस्ट ऑफ सबको पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट ऐसे यूज करना चाहिए ताकि पर्सनल व्हीकल्स का पोल्यूशन ज्यादा ना हो, जो कि पब्लिक वाले पे ट्रांसपोर्ट में काफी कम हो जाता है।
सही बात है ना, नाइस ऑब्जर्वेशन। तो देखिए, अगर हम इस सही समझ के साथ आगे बढ़ते हैं तो हम रेमेडीज को ढूंढ पाएंगे, है ना, और उसमें से भी क्या सही है वो भी ढूंढ पाएंगे, है ना। ऐसा अगर है कि हम जहाँ जॉब कर रहे हैं ना, हम जहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं, वो अगर हमसे बहुत दूर है तो हमारे लिए ट्रैवलिंग मैंडेटरी हो जाएगा। तो टुगेदर कैन वी हैव द सिस्टम वेयर the local things are promoted, or this transportation is minimized. तो ऐसे सस्टेनेबल ऑप्शंस को एक साथ हमें सोचना होगा। एंड विल इट हैपन बाय एन इंडिविजुअल? ऐसे अकेले से हो सकता है, और डू वी रिक्वायर कलेक्टिव एफर्ट्स? क्या करें, कलेक्टिव हो सकता है एफर्ट? हाँ यशराज, ऊपर से एक्शन का मतलब है अभी आप लोग ही है ना इस देश के नागरिक, ऐसे जिम्मेदार नागरिक बनने वाले हैं कि नहीं। तो आप लोग अगर डिसीजन मेकिंग सिस्टम्स में आ जाएंगे तो क्या आप ऐसे डिसीजन लेंगे जिसकी वजह से एनवायरनमेंट को भी सोचा जा सकता है, सोसाइटी को भी सोचा जा सकता है ना। हम हमारी जिम्मेदारी को दूसरों पर ट्रांसफर करें या खुद उसमें भागीदारी बनाएं, क्या सही है? प्लेस चेंज करते रहना सही है, या फिर हमारा रोल समझकर वैसा पार्टिसिपेशन करना जरूरी है? हम ऐसा करते हैं क्या फैमिली में? एक फैमिली में अगर थोड़ा कुछ मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग हो गया, या फिर लग रहा है कि फिजिकल फैसिलिटीज इतने इनफ नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ थोड़ा ऊपर नीचे होता है, तो हम फैमिलीज में चेंज करते हैं क्या ना, या फिर पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं ताकि ओवरऑल कुछ ग्रोथ हो, है ना, ग्रोथ इन टर्म्स ऑफ राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग एंड राइट लिविंग। हाँ, तो वी ऑल मस्ट पार्टिसिपेट आप बोल रहे हैं ना, तो पार्टिसिपेशन आज से शुरू करना चाहिए या फिर सिर्फ आज डिस्कस करना चाहिए? कैसे करें? व्हाट डू यू थिंक? अच्छा, एटलीस्ट 1 ट्री एवरी ईयर, है ना, तो प्लांट तो करेंगे, वेरी नाइस, प्लांट करेंगे और वहां पर उसका ध्यान भी रखेंगे ना। एक फनी इंसिडेंट सुना था मैंने किसी जगह पर, वहां पर क्या हुआ, लोग बहुत ऐसे एक्साइटेड हो गए कि नहीं नहीं हमें नेचर के लिए कुछ करना है। फिर उन्होंने कहा कि चलो कलेक्टिव एफर्ट से शुरू करते हैं ट्री प्लांटेशन। गए वहां पर, बहुत सारे ट्री प्लांटेशन के लिए गड्ढा खोदा, वहां पर ट्री प्लांट किया, पानी डाला उसको, है ना, फिर भूल गए उसको। फिर वापस से 1 साल के बाद जब बारिश का मौसम आया ना, तो उनको याद आया कि अरे अभी थोड़ा बारिश का पता नहीं कैसे हो रहा है, तो चलो अभी वापस ट्री प्लांटेशन करते हैं। और जहां उन्होंने पिछले साल गड्ढे खोदे थे ना, वहीं जाकर वापस से ट्री प्लांटेशन कर दिया। तो अब ये वाला सही है क्या ऑप्शन? हर साल उसी जगह पर ट्री प्लांटेशन करेंगे, है ना? तो ऐसे पीसमेल सॉल्यूशन को करना है या फिर कलेक्टिवली, है ना, एक ऐसा सॉल्यूशन बनाना है जो सस्टेनेबल हो, है ना, जो सही हो। हम कहते हैं ये यूज मत करो, वो यूज मत करो, ट्री कट मत करो, है ना, तो लेकिन क्या सही है उसको सही समझ के साथ बैठकर डिसाइड होना चाहिए। अभी आप लोग अलग अलग इंस्टीट्यूट में शुरू करेंगे अपना एजुकेशन, है ना, तो कलेक्टिवली आप इंस्टीट्यूट लेवल पर, फैमिली लेवल पर, जहां आप रहते हैं वहां सोसाइटियल लेवल पर कुछ कलेक्टिव एफर्ट कर सकते हैं ना। ठीक है, दैट इज वेरी नाइस दैट यू ऑल आर एबल टू सी टू इट ना। ठीक है, हाँ, राइट पाथ की तरफ जाना है ना। ठीक है, ओके, वेरी नाइस। नाउ दिस interdependence and abundance in nature we have to look at once. So this nature is organized in such a manner that the physical facility required for any order is available in abundance, है ना। हम लोगों ने देखा ही था फिजिकल ऑर्डर का क्वांटिटी। अब ये पिरामिड को ऑब्जर्व कीजिए आप, physical order is at the bottom. So what does that mean? Physical order, if we measure it in the quantity, no, so sum total of all the units in the physical order are at the highest count than the bio order. So bio order is mostly dependent on the physical order. So bio order to grow, this physical order is available in the abundance. एनिमल ऑर्डर का भी देखें तो फॉर दैट टू ग्रो दिस बायो एंड फिजिकल आर अबंडेंटली अवेलेबल। एंड फॉर ह्यूमंस, है ना, हमारा काउंट तो इन सबसे बहुत कम है, तो हमारे लिए ये तीनों ऑर्डर अबंडेंट मात्रा में अवेलेबल है, भरपूर है ना। सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इज वी जस्ट हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द हार्मनी व्हिच इज प्रेजेंट ना, द क्वांटिटी व्हिच इज प्रेजेंट. Now if one human being says I am going to use all the units in the physical order, then will it be possible to have that order available for other humans or other animals? ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? फिर अगर मेरा assumption सही ठीक से नहीं बैठा है ना, मैंने मान लिया कि ये बायो ऑर्डर का मास्टर तो मैं ही हूँ, तो मुझे ही इन सबको यूज करना चाहिए ना। will it be possible for other orders to take benefit from this bio or animal order? एक ह्यूमन बीइंग के गलत अजम्पशन की वजह से, हाँ, ऐसा हो सकता है क्या कि बाकी लोगों को भी अवेलेबिलिटी हो, या बाकी लोगों के लिए फिर वो स्कार्सिटी वाला एनवायरनमेंट हो जाएगा? Is it desirable to have that one wrong notion set in at least some of the individuals? Will it be possible for other individuals to get the benefit of the nature which is already there? Abundant तो है ही, तो ऐसा possible है क्या? जरा बताइए आप लोग in the chat box, yes or no. Yes, I hope you are able to access the chat. Is it available to you? Suddenly you have stopped responding. Okay, you are there. Very nice to know. ठीक है ना? तो हमें सिर्फ हमारा पार्टिसिपेशन है ना, वो जो हमने प्रीवियस सोसाइटी के डिस्कशन में बात की थी है ना, हम नेचर के कोएग्जिस्टेंस तक को समझ रहे थे. तो नेचर में ये व्यवस्था तो बनी हुई है ना. नेचर इज सपोर्टिंग ऑल अदर ऑर्डर्स टू thrive, to develop well. But if in few individuals also, if that right understanding and right feeling is missing, तो yellow वाले blocks आपको याद है ना, तो if only in few individuals, if it is missing, it can create the situation which is there right now in front of all of us, है ना. तो हर एक में right understanding and right feeling. तो right feeling क्या है? जस्ट नाउ है ना, थोड़ी देर पहले हम लोगों ने चेक किया था हमारे लिए नेचुरली एक्सेप्टेबल क्या है, नर्चर. और फिर हम गए और एक नया कुछ तो मटेरियल लेकर आए, शॉपिंग करके लेकर आए, और हमने कहा व्हेन आई गेट दिस नो देन ओनली आई फील हैप्पी. फिर ये नर्चर करने वाला पार्ट जो हमने रेफर किया था, एक्टिविटी में, एक्शन में हमने क्या कर लिया ना. तो व्हाट आई एम एंड व्हाट आई वांट टू बी, हमारा नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस क्या है, और हम जो एक्टिविटी अभी कर रहे हैं उसका अगर तालमेल नहीं बना रहा, तो देयर विल बी डिसहार्मनी, एंड दैट डिसहार्मनी इज इक्वल टू अनहैप्पीनेस. एंड देन आई मे बी टेकिंग एफर्ट, है ना, मैं कुछ तो करूँ, ये मटेरियल नहीं वो लैपटॉप नहीं वो फोन, यहाँ शॉपिंग नहीं वो वाले मॉल में शॉपिंग. दिस वे आई कीप ऑन डूइंग मोर एंड मोर, है ना. आई just try to participate in various other activities so that I get that feeling of fulfillment. But we know this dependence on physical facility, or dependence on sensation, or dependence on receiving feeling from others will never be able to have that continuous happiness for us. Overthinking नहीं करना है, बहुत सिंपल है. रेफर करते हैं नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस को ना. ओवर थिंकिंग हम कब करते हैं? जब हमें क्लैरिटी नहीं होता है ना. क्लैरिटी आ जाएगा नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस से, तो थिंग्स विल बी इजियर फॉर अस ना. आप जो कह रहे थे नेगेटिव थिंकिंग या फिर ओवर थिंकिंग, यहाँ से हम बच सकते हैं. वी जस्ट हैव टू स्टार्ट रेफरिंग टू द नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस. वेरी नाइस दैट यू ऑल आर एबल टू सी टू इट, है ना. तो अभी क्या लगता है, ये ग्लोबल वार्मिंग और क्लाइमेट चेंज के प्रॉब्लम्स हैं, ये किसकी वजह से हैं? दीदी, कैन वी हैव अ पोल हियर? केयरफुली रीड द पोल. ये जो प्रॉब्लम्स हैं ग्लोबल वार्मिंग एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज के, वो कहाँ से हैं? टेक्निकल स्किल्स हमारे कम हैं इसलिए हैं, या बी ऑप्शन है लैक ऑफ राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग इन द सोसाइटी, इसकी वजह से है? ए, बी और सी, नन ऑफ दीज. यू कैन रीड एंड देन अपीयर फॉर द पोल. बाय दैट टाइम वी कैन इंटरैक्ट. यहाँ पर आप नहीं करेंगे ना तो भी चलेगा. चैट के रिस्पॉन्सेस, जब भी पोल आता है ना तो पोल के रिस्पॉन्सेस काउंट होते हैं. डोंट वरी, you can by that time interact with all of us.
Madam, there's some question from YouTube.
Ji sir.
There's Amir Patel. We humans kill animals, especially those who are endangered species or near to extinction, for our own enjoyment without knowing its consequences from nature we can face in future. I think it's more a comment.
Yes, but he has reflected very well.
Yes. Then
Thank
there's
you.
Harshal also. This looks like sustainable nourishment of biotic and abiotic forms.
Yes.
People
But
have
that-
actually commented more than questions, ma'am.
Yes.
Sustainable development is a need of the hour, says Harshal.
Yes, very nice Harshal. है ना. और ये सच में नीड ऑफ द आवर है ना. अभी जितना लेट करेंगे हम लोग उतना वैसा हो जाएगा. जैसे बॉटल्स हम कैरी कर रहे हैं ना, आप पूछिए अपने पेरेंट्स से या ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स से, was it necessary for them to carry water bottles everywhere they go? Or that clean water was available there. Now we have to carry it. Now if we do not start at this time, it may be the possibility that we will have to carry our own oxygen cylinders as well, and then we will have to pay for it. So are we waiting for that time to come, or shall we start now? But that starting, with just one individual without right understanding cannot be there, right? So that right understanding and right feeling, that could be the base as we start for it. सस्टेनेबल का मतलब क्या है, उसको समझ कर करना होगा, है ना? आप लोग उस दिन कह रहे थे कि अगर हम इस सब्जेक्ट को पढ़ लेंगे तो फिर जॉब्स का क्या होगा, है ना? अभी तो सिनेरियो ऐसा हो रहा है, मैं सिर्फ एग्जांपल दे रही हूँ, है ना? अभी हम सब लोग बोल रहे हैं एक फील्ड मार्केट में बहुत अच्छे से चल रहा है, तो चलो सभी लोग वैसे ही करने लगते हैं ना, सभी इंजीनियर्स बन जाते हैं, सभी डॉक्टर्स बन जाते हैं। एक ही फील्ड के लिए अगर हम ऑप्ट करते रहेंगे तो फिर कैसे एम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ेगा ना? नाउ दिस इज द टाइम दैट वी अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर द थिंग्स दैट वी हैव टू प्रोड्यूस, ना? व्हाट आर द राइट थिंग्स दैट वी हैव टू प्रोड्यूस and how our participation can be there. What are the greater ways of innovating something, where sustainability is there, that we can find out. But together it will happen, right? As you all were saying collectively. ठीक है, आप लोग polls में बहुत respond कम कर रहे हैं, only few have responded. It is already 1 minute 30 seconds, but you can appear for the poll. By that time, would you like to interact more? आप कुछ individual level का share करना चाहेंगे? How do you see your role in this participation at the level of the nature? ना, खुद में सही समझ बढ़ाने का काम, नेचर तक काम करने का मौका हो सकता है क्या? हर एक लेवल में हमारा पार्टिसिपेशन कैसे हो सकता है, दैट वी कैन से. एनी ऑब्जर्वेशंस वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर? अच्छा, नूतन जी, यू हैव द माइक विथ यू.
मैम, हम ओवर थिंकिंग को कैसे कंट्रोल करें?
देखिए, हम ओवर थिंकिंग कब करते हैं, जब हमें क्लैरिटी नहीं होती है ना. तो वो आपको अगर याद है, पहले दिन हमने देखा था ना, हमारा करना, हमारे एफर्ट्स, फिर उसमें से कुछ बनना, फिर उसमें से कुछ पाना, और उसमें से कुछ होना. अगर इस पाथ को हम फॉलो करते हैं ना, 1 2 3 4, कुछ करके, फिर कुछ होकर, फिर कुछ पाकर, हम अगर खुश रहना चाहते हैं तो हम जिगजैग रैंडम पैटर्न को फॉलो करते हैं. कभी सोचते हैं ये कर लेते हैं, बहुत सोचते हैं और फिर वैसा करने लग जाते हैं. कभी सोचते हैं कि नहीं ये ठीक नहीं है, चलो दूसरा कुछ करते हैं, और उसमें भी बहुत सारा सोचते हैं. तो दिस overthinking will come if we are following this 1 2 3 4. But if this clarity is there that I want to be happy and prosperous continuously, and then accordingly if I am taking actions, then do you think now overthink will be reduced to some extent? ऐसा possible हो सकता है. Destination fixed है, उसको रेफर करते हुए चलते हैं, तो फिर थिंकिंग ज्यादा करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी? आप बताइए नूतन. यस नूतन, आप बात कर सकते हैं, है ना. इसको, आपका पॉइंट तो बहुत ही राइट है, लेकिन ओवर थिंकिंग के लिए कुछ इनिशियल लेवल का एक्सप्लोरेशन कर लेते हैं, एंड देन इट विल बी पॉसिबल दैट दिस ओवर थिंकिंग कैन बी रिजॉल्व्ड. लिटिल एक्सप्लोरेशन इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर दैट. यस, गौरव शर्मा जी, बोलिए.
First of all, good evening, ma'am. My name is Gaurav Sharma. I am from Athar College of Engineering, Malad. मैम, मुझे बस एक थॉट शेयर करना था. जैसे आपने एक एक्सपीरियंस शेयर किया कि एक बार क्या हुआ कि कई सारे लोग ने मिलके एक खाली जगह पे जाके कई सारे सीड्स मतलब प्लांट्स प्लांट किए, एंड 1 साल बाद जाके उन्होंने देखा, वहीं पर जाके प्लांट्स को फिर से प्लांट किया, देखा कि वहाँ पे पहले जो प्लांट्स थे वो सारे मतलब अभी वहां पर वो प्लांट्स नहीं है, वहीं पर वो वापस से प्लांट डिग कर मतलब प्लांट लगा रहे हैं। सो मैम ऐसा इस वजह से भी हो सकता है बिकॉज उनको वहां पर इतना आई मीन अभी हमें एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाने के लिए जब भी एफर्ट लगाना पड़ेगा मैम, तो हम सोचेंगे वहां पे क्यों जाना। सो उसके लिए मेरे पास एक आइडिया है कि हम कहीं दूर जाके एक साथ प्लांट लगाने से अच्छा है कि अगर हमारे प्रीमिसेस में अगर हम प्लांट्स लगाएं तो फिर हमें वो दिखता भी रहेगा कि हमें हमने यहाँ आसपास में प्लांट लगाए। सो व्हाई नॉट टू गो एंड डेली वाटर इट। सो इससे क्या होगा मैम कि मतलब प्लांट्स की जो केयर पहले नहीं हो रही थी, अब वहां पर प्लांट्स की केयर भी हो रही है और नंबर ऑफ प्लांट्स इंक्रीज भी हो रहे हैं।
यस, वेरी राइट, है ना, जहां हम
थैंक यू
हैं
मैम।
वहां से शुरुआत कर सकते हैं। वेरी नाइस, गुड, यस, बहुत अच्छी बात है। ठीक है, मधुरा जी, मधुरा दत्ताराम सावंत, आप कुछ शेयर करना चाहते हैं?
यस मैम, हम खुद से शुरुआत कर सकते हैं। जैसे हम बहुत सारा वेस्ट प्रोड्यूस करते हैं और फिर कई लोग हैं जो जीरो वेस्ट लाइफस्टाइल फॉलो करते हैं, जो ऐसा लाइफस्टाइल की जिससे हमारे तरफ से कोई भी ऐसा ऑर्गेनिक और इनऑर्गेनिक कोई भी सब्सटेंस हार्म नहीं करता है नेचर को। जैसे ऑर्गेनिक हो तो उसका कंपोस्ट बनाना और प्लास्टिक जैसे चीजें अवॉइड करना।
यस,
तो हम हमसे खुद से शुरुआत कर सकते।
यस यस, वेरी नाइस, है ना, ये सही समझ के साथ हम जहाँ हैं वहीं से बहुत अच्छा एक स्टार्ट हो सकता है ना। वेरी राइट, बहुत अच्छी बात है मधुरा। ठीक है, कैफ सैयद जी, आप कुछ शेयर करेंगे? कैफ, वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर?
गुड इवनिंग मैम।
गुड इवनिंग
मैम, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि पॉपुलेशन भी इंक्रीज हो रहा है और जिस तरह पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज होगा उसके साथ साथ जो ऑक्सीजन का रिक्वायरमेंट है वो भी बढ़ेगा, तो हमको ट्रीज जो है मोर प्लांट करने पड़ेंगे। तो मैम अर्थ पे उतनी प्लेस भी रहनी चाहिए ना।
देखिए, अभी तो हम जहाँ भी रह रहे हैं, ऐसा हो रहा है क्या कि हमें एक घर में 10 लोगों को रहना पड़ रहा है एक रूम में? इतना तो हालत वैसा नहीं हुआ है ना। ठीक ठीक ही है, अभी तो ठीक ही है। अभी एटलीस्ट अब शुरू कर दें ट्री प्लांटेशन, आप जो बोल रहे हैं, है ना, वो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की जो हम बात करते हैं, हमें सच में कितना जगह चाहिए, है ना, वो अगर सही से एज अ फैमिली डिसाइड हो जाए तो फिर तो इनफ स्पेस बचा ही रहेगा, है ना। हमने जो वो ट्रायंगल में देखा था ना, तो फिजिकल ऑर्डर का अवेलेबिलिटी तो है, अब उसके राइट यूटिलाइजेशन का क्वेश्चन है। आप लोग अभी, है ना, जॉब करना शुरू कर देंगे कुछ सालों में, है ना, फिर अगर आप ऐसा कहेंगे कि मैं एक घर ले लेता हूँ और वहां हम रहेंगे और 2-4 घर ले लेते हैं ताकि हम इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए रखें, तो फिर वो ठीक है क्या? वहां हमारा ध्यान हमें देना होगा, है ना। तो फिजिकल ऑर्डर तो बराबर है, हमारे राइट यूटिलाइजेशन का क्वेश्चन है। अगर राइट यूटिलाइजेशन होता रहेगा तो ये सारी प्रॉब्लम्स नहीं आएगी। आप भी देख पा रहे हैं ऐसा?
यस मैम।
ये ठीक है ना?
ठीक है मैम, थैंक यू।
सही सही यूसेज की बात है। ठीक है, गुड।
और मैम मुझे एक और पूछना था मैम, क्या एनिमल ऑर्डर से कोई ऐसी चीज मिलती है ह्यूमंस को जिसके बिना ह्यूमन का मतलब लाइफ एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं कर सकती?
देखिए, ऐसा तो नहीं है कि बहुत हम डिपेंडेंट हैं मतलब डायरेक्टली, लेकिन ना प्लांट्स और एनिमल्स का तो रिलेशन डायरेक्टली है ही ना, तो उसकी वजह से हम ये इनडायरेक्ट रिलेशन देख पाते हैं। जैसे अगर आपने ये ऑब्जर्व किया होगा, आपने सुना होगा, अगर बहुत सारे लोग अभी अपने खेतों में फार्मिंग की जगह पर ये हनी के प्लांट्स होते हैं ना, उनको रखते हैं ताकि हनी बीज की वजह से वो क्रॉस पॉलिनेशन होकर उनका प्रोड्यूस ज्यादा बने। तो वैसे एनिमल्स का रोल है कि हमारे नरिशमेंट के लिए वो डायरेक्टली या इनडायरेक्टली रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं, लेकिन विदाउट एनिमल्स, जैसे मिल्क के लिए हम वहां पर डिपेंडेंट हैं, जैसे वुल के लिए हम डायरेक्टली डिपेंडेंट है, हनी के लिए डिपेंडेंट है, तो ये चीजें नहीं भी है तो ठीक है, लेकिन उनका होना तो बाकी ऑर्डर्स के लिए फुलफिलिंग है ना, तो उनका रोल तो है, हमारे लिए डायरेक्टली ना भी हो तो। आप भी ऐसा देख पा रहे हैं?
यस मैम। एंड मैम वन मोर।
हाँ
मैम जैसा कि आपने बोला कि जैसे हमको ये मोटरसाइकिल्स ये सब का यूज नहीं करना चाहिए मतलब नेचर के लिए। बट मैम अपने जो नेशन को अगर प्रोग्रेस करना है तो ये सब चीजें से टाइम बचता
है ना। मैंने ऐसा तो नहीं कहा पहली बात तो, लेकिन अगर आप ऐसा सोच रहे हैं तो हम हमेशा जब से पहले दिन से शुरुआत की है ना, हम राइट यूटिलाइजेशन की बात कर रहे हैं। तो अभी देखिए, हम लैपटॉप से आप लोगों से कनेक्टेड हैं, तो लैपटॉप के लिए जो रॉ मटेरियल चाहिए उसके लिए भी तो नेचर से बहुत सारे रिसोर्सेस यूज हो रहे हैं। तो एक साथ हम इतने 1000 लोग एक साथ कनेक्ट हो पा रहे हैं विदाउट मूविंग आउट ऑफ आवर हाउस। तो ये सही तरीका है ना यूटिलाइजेशन का रिसोर्सेस के। तो रिसोर्सेस नहीं यूज करना ये बात नहीं है, रिसोर्सेस को सही तरीके से यूज करना, राइटली यूटिलाइज करना, ऐसी बात हो रही है बेटा।
मैम लेकिन राइटली यूज करने के लिए भी तो नेचर को हार्म होगा ही ना।
देखिए, नेचर की हार्मनी को समझने का डिस्कशन अभी हम कर रहे हैं, है ना। तो हम लाइट यूज कर रहे हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी तो यूज कर ही रहे हैं। तो इतना यूज के साथ अगर हम में से कुछ लोग अब 10 ट्रीज प्लांट करने जाएंगे तो नेचर के लिए फुलफिलिंग बनने के लिए हम तैयारी कर रहे हैं। तो एज ए ह्यूमन बीइंग हम, है ना, ऐसे कुछ एक्टिविटी किए बिना ऐसे तो नहीं रह सकते ना, पार्टिसिपेशन तो हमें करना है। तो लेकिन जितना हम यूज कर रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा रिटर्न कर पाए, ऐसी सिस्टम होने की बात हो रही है। ऐसा ठीक है खैर?
यस मैम ठीक है, थैंक यू।
ठीक है, थैंक यू। साक्षी जी, आपका भी हैंड रेज है, आप बताइए, कुछ शेयरिंग है?
Yes, ma'am. I have one question.
Yes.
Is that how can focus on one thing?
जैसे आप कौन सी एक चीज पर फोकस की बात कर रहे हैं, कुछ क्लैरिटी आप देंगे, कुछ इनपुट? और हार्मनी की बात कर रहे हैं, हैप्पीनेस की बात कर रहे हैं, ऐसी कोई एक चीज की बात कर रहे हैं? यस साक्षी।
वो चीज कौन सी भी हो सकती है, जैसे कि स्टडी और कुछ ऐसा भी काम।
हाँ, तो आप कह रहे हैं फोकस कैसे करें, बेसिकली कंसंट्रेशन की बात कर रहे हैं, राइट? As I am getting your question, so Sakshi, this clarity of basic aspiration, if it is there, है ना, तो हमें हैप्पीनेस एंड प्रॉस्पेरिटी के लिए हमने कोई एक पाथ डिसाइड किया है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल। तो अगर हमारा गोल ठीक से क्लैरिटी से समझा हुआ है तो उस तक पहुंचने के एफर्ट हम निरंतर बनाए रख सकते हैं। लेकिन अगर गोल की क्लैरिटी मिस हो गई, हैप्पीनेस की क्लैरिटी चली गई, तो आई मे स्टार्ट फॉलोइंग दिस पाथ, आफ्टर दैट पर्टिकुलर पाथ। तो हम पाथ चेंज इसलिए करते हैं क्योंकि डेस्टिनेशन की क्लैरिटी नहीं है। एक बार ये डेस्टिनेशन की क्लैरिटी, पहली बात, और दूसरी बात हम कहाँ हैं, हमें वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए कितना समय, कितने रिसोर्सेस इन्वेस्ट करने हैं, है ना, वो क्लैरिटी। तो हमारे खुद के प्रति अवेयरनेस और डेस्टिनेशन की क्लैरिटी अगर हम में आ गई ना, तो आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि फोकस का जो प्रॉब्लम है ना वो रिड्यूस हो सकता है। फोकस कब नहीं होता? जब धुंधला धुंधला दिखता है ना, यहाँ जाऊं कि वहां जाऊं, दिखाई नहीं देता, तो हम पाथ चेंज करते रहते हैं, तो फोकस नहीं बनता है। अब अगर डेस्टिनेशन की क्लैरिटी हो गई और हम कहाँ हैं उसका निरंतर इवैल्यूएशन, है ना, इस मोमेंट पे मैं कहाँ हूँ, मैं क्या सोच रही हूँ, मेरे में क्या इमेजिनेशन में कंटेंट चल रहे हैं, उसको इवैल्यूएट करते रहेंगे, क्या होना है और क्या है अभी। तो ये क्लैरिटी के साथ अब अगर आगे बढ़े ना, तो देयर इज द चांस दैट वी विल बी एबल टू फोकस। आई होप दैट हेल्प्स यू।
Yes, ma'am. I got it. Thank you so much.
थैंक यू वेरी मच। ठीक है, तो थोड़ा सा हम आगे बढ़ लेते हैं और फिर हम रिवाइज भी कर लेंगे, है ना, आज आप लोगों के इनपुट के साथ। सो टुडे वी टॉक्ड अबाउट द 4 orders in the nature, है ना, we have classified them so that we understand them better, so that we understand their role, so that we understand this harmony which is present. So we were able to see this physical, bio, and animal order which is available in abundance for us humans to thrive, है ना. हमारी डेवलपमेंट के लिए इन तीनों से सपोर्ट मिल रहा है. ये तीनों ऑर्डर एक दूसरे के लिए तो ऑटोमेटिकली काम कर रहे हैं, हमारे लिए भी कर रहे हैं. अब क्या करना है हमें, ना, वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड आवर रोल, है ना. वी हैव टू रियलाइज दिस म्यूचुअल फुलफिलमेंट. तो अब हमें दो काम करने हैं. क्या करना है? टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट म्यूचुअल fulfillment or harmony is inherent in nature. We do not have to create it, है ना. हम अगर अभी तो हमने बहुत सारे पेड़ काट दिए हैं, है ना, तो हम अगर पेड़ लगाएं, एक कॉन्सेप्ट मैंने अभी देवराई का पढ़ा रिसेंटली ना, कुछ ग्रुप ऑफ लोग इस पर काम कर रहे हैं. वो एक जगह में 3 to 5 years के लिए वहां की लोकल स्पेसीज को प्लांट कर देते हैं, 3 से 5 साल तक उसका ख्याल रखते हैं और उसके बाद उसको वहां छोड़ देते हैं. देन इट ऑटोमेटिकली ग्रोज. तो ये हार्मनी तो वहां है, इनहेरेंट है, हमें उसको क्रिएट नहीं करना है, क्योंकि हमने बहुत ज्यादा डिस्ट्रॉय कर दिया तो हमें थोड़े थोड़े स्टेप्स लेने पड़ेंगे, है ना. लेकिन एक बार वो सेट हो गया तो नाउ वी हैव टू जस्ट फॉलो इट इन आवर लिविंग, है ना. हमें उस हार्मनी के हिसाब से जीना होगा एंड देन दिस म्यूचुअल फुलफिलमेंट अमंग द 4 ऑर्डर्स विल बी रियलाइज्ड. हमें जीते हुए ही दिखेगा, है ना, कि हमें जो चाहिए वो तो ऑलरेडी अबंडेंट मात्रा में अवेलेबल है. हमें उसे लेते हुए, उसका सही इस्तेमाल करते हुए, है ना, हमारी सही समझ को आगे बढ़ाना है. एंड वी हैव अंडरस्टूड that there is provision in nature for living with mutual fulfillment. हमारे जीने के लिए, समझ के लिए, सही भाव के लिए जिन भी चीजों की हमारे लिए जरूरत है वो तो नेचर में ऑलरेडी बनी हुई है. We just have to now with the right feeling within us for nature have to think of right utilization of these resources, है ना. तो यहाँ तक अभी हमने बात की. थोड़ा सा हम असाइनमेंट के बारे में देखते हैं. तो ये ग्लोबल वार्मिंग और रिसोर्स डिप्लीशन, ये 2 प्रॉब्लम्स हैं अभी के, है ना. तो हमने देखा कि ये लैक ऑफ राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग की वजह से है. तो हमें अब क्या देखना है, व्हाट इज आवर रोल टू प्ले इन द नेचर. अभी हमें इस हार्मनी को डेवलप करना है बाय एटलीस्ट नॉट डिस्टर्बिंग इट, और फिर राइट यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ फिजिकल फैसिलिटी करना है ना. हम अगर कहते रहेंगे कि हमें हर 6 महीने में फोन बदलना है because I am happy because of the recent phone which is there in the market, तो फिर इस हार्मनी को मेंटेन करने के लिए हमारा रोल का क्वेश्चन मार्क हो जाएगा. And now we have to also evolve a way of living in harmony with nature. तो यहाँ देखिए बहुत सारा करने का काम है. ये राइट अंडरस्टैंडिंग और राइट लिविंग, है ना, हमारे फैमिली में और अपने आप में हम कर सकते हैं. और जो पार्टिसिपेशन है ना, एक्टिविटी के फॉर्म में है, हमें नए नए वेज ढूंढने होंगे ताकि हम नेचर के साथ की अपनी हार्मनी को इंश्योर कर पाए. तो आप लोगों को एक्टिविटीज को लिस्ट आउट करना है जिनकी वजह से हम इस हार्मनी में कंट्रीब्यूट कर पाएंगे. वी विल बी एबल टू कंट्रीब्यूट टू द हार्मनी इन द नेचर व्हिच इज ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट. सो विद दिस, now will it be okay that quickly within 10 minutes we recap to what we have been discussing till now? You can say yes or no in the chat box. Is this okay? Shall we go ahead for the recap? Okay. Now quickly within 10 minutes we will go through the recap. So first day we started our discussion with this, है ना. मैं अभी आप लोगों के कुछ आंसर्स में इसका रेफरेंस दे रही थी. So our effort for why we are taking that effort to become something, from that what do we want to get, and then what do we want to be. So if this clarity of basic aspiration is there, and then if we follow this, है ना, with clarity, then we can plan this, so that there is clarity of what exactly we have to do, and that will help us in having that fulfilling life. तो प्रोग्राम क्या करना होगा उसके लिए? We have to understand the harmony at 4 different levels, and we saw the role of right understanding about the relationship and about the physical facility. So with education, we can have this right understanding, and in living, we can, live with this right understanding about relationships and about physical facility. That will be possible for us to have this mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. So when we defined happiness, it is to be in a state of harmony. व्यवस्था में जीना सुख है. सुख मतलब excitement नहीं है ना? So that we have to look at. But when we are forced to be in state of contradiction, we want relationship. That is our natural acceptance. That is what I want to be, is relationship. But if I am not aware, I may be involved in, opposition with the other. So what I am is opposition. What I want is relationship. There is contradiction with this. So when I am forced to live in this state of contradiction, that is unhappiness. तो prosperity हमारे लिए समझना क्यों जरूरी है? This feeling of having more than required physical facility will ensure prosperity. But if I have not identified my requirement, then I may keep on accumulating more and more, and that will create the problem at the nature level, है ना? Having more कब होगा? जब requirement identify करेंगे. Requirement ही identified नहीं होगा, तो we will involve in accumulation and exploiting the other. But सही समझ के साथ, है ना, हमने identify किया कि मुझे 5 kgs of food every day चाहिए, for an example. So if I have 6 kgs at any given time, so now I will think of right utilization of it, nurturing it with for the other, ना दूसरे के लिए पोषण कर पाएंगे. We talked about some concerns, है ना, and we saw that if we try to address these concerns in piecemeal, we may end up in developing some other concern. I may go for, resolving time management, but then because of that, I may develop more stress. So there may be anger because I am not able to manage my time well. So these are all interlinked. We want to resolve these concerns, and for resolving these concerns, what is required is right understanding. So right understanding begins with understanding ourselves. We try to understand what we are. We are coexistence of self and body. Mostly, if we have assumed that we are body, and if bodily needs are tried to be fulfilled with needs of the self, then there will be contradiction. So now we are here to understand that need of the self can be fulfilled by right understanding and right feeling. And for bodily needs, these physiochemical things are required. These are irreplaceable. We cannot replace, need of the self by fulfilling it by physiochemical things. That cannot happen. And we were able to see this activity of imagination going on within us continuously, and with that we participate in behavior with the other. If we have assumed that I will be happy by receiving favorable feelings from others, then I may try to be ahead of them. I may seek a likeness with them, and in that I may develop that peer pressure for me. Okay, so now what is right is to decide the things on our own reference by referring to our natural acceptance. So we talked about this state of imagination. The 3 sources are preconditioning. हमारी मान्यता क्या है? हर बार I may say I want a car. So what is that becomes my desire? What is the source of that desire? I have assumed that when you have a new car, people are going to behave very nicely with you. People will give respect to you. If that is my preconditioning, then I am operating from preconditioning. If I am saying that, wow, what a nice car, so then I am operating from sensation. But if I am planning to buy any vehicle, or if I am planning to go through any vehicle, then if I am able to check the natural acceptance, then if the desire is because I want to rightly utilize the body, so then it is referring to natural acceptance. So our intention is for natural acceptance, but competence may vary as per what is currently occupied in my content of imagination. And according to that, behavior and work will be there at the outer level, right? So we understood this feeling of self-regulation in the self. Self में ये decision हुआ कि मेरा जो ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट है मोबाइल से कई गुना ज्यादा अच्छा इंस्ट्रूमेंट मुझे मिल रहा है यूज करने के लिए, है ना, द बॉडी. इफ आई एम टेकिंग द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फॉर द बॉडी टू नर्चर, है ना, फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ द बॉडी एंड राइटली यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ द बॉडी, द हेल्थ इज ensured. The body is acting according to the instructions from the self and parts of the body are in harmony. Already body एक harmonious unit है. Because of the self, it may continue to be in harmony or the harmony can be disturbed. So for that we saw the 3 programs, है ना, हमने staying healthy के लिए programs भी देखे. And then we went for discussion of harmony in the family and we understood हम सभी नेचुरल एक्सेप्टेंस से, है ना, खुद को और दूसरे को सुखी रखना चाहते हैं. बट आवर एबिलिटी में डिफर ना. समटाइम्स आई मे बी एबल टू कीप माई सेल्फ हैप्पी, सम अदर टाइम आई मे बी सक्सेसफुल इन कीपिंग अदर्स हैप्पी, बट दैट विल डिपेंड ऑन माई एबिलिटी. I do have this natural acceptance of making myself and other happy, but my ability may lack. So what I have to do, with efforts, I can develop my competence. With my imagination, I can develop that competence within me. So we saw this reason for anger. So when I'm not able to see that intention and competence of the other, if I just focus on competence and relate it with the intention, then I may get angry. But if I go ahead with this understanding that the other is a human being like me, the other also is trying so that the other becomes fulfilling for me or fulfilling for themselves. तो हम क्या करेंगे फिर, उनका competence कम है ना, योग्यता कम है, तो हम क्या करेंगे, हमारी competence पे भी काम करेंगे, उनकी competence पे भी काम करेंगे, with trust on intention. Then we talked about respect. So that is right evaluation. So purpose, program, potential at the level of the self is similar. So we are similar. The other is similar to me. Now I have to evaluate the competence part. Now when I recognize our relationship, now I recognize our complementarity, and now I am able to see, है ना, मेरे grandfather हैं, तो उनसे मैं समझूं, उनका अगर right understanding, राइट फीलिंग मेरे लिए ज्यादा है, उनसे समझू. और उन्हें तो सिर्फ फोन चलाना नहीं आता है ना, तो उन्हें फोन चलाने में हम हेल्प कर सकते हैं. सो दैट वे वी कैन बिकम responsible for each other by identifying that complementariness. It can start from the family, then it can be extended to our institute, our department, at our workplace. This complementarity can be extended. We talked about peer pressure. When we try to get respect from the other, respect तो खुद का और दूसरों का सही आकलन करना है, लेकिन अगर हम मांगेंगे तो मिलेगा क्या, that we have to check, है ना. So this can become the reason for the peer pressure. We also understood this feeling of affection when having this clarity on the trust on intention of the other, and if I'm able to see that the other is like me, so now I feel related to the other. Now I take the responsibility and commitment for our mutual fulfillment. Okay, so with this, this interaction in the institute or at the workplace will increase instead of increasing the ragging part. We understood reverence, which is the feeling of acceptance for excellence. Excellence is completeness of right understanding. जीने में, है ना, समझने में और जीने में ये complete right understanding हो गया, तो उन individuals के लिए मेरे में श्रद्धा का भाव है, उनके जैसा हम जीना चाहते हैं, उनसे हम मोटिवेटेड फील करते हैं, क्योंकि उनका हर एक लेवल का इंटरेक्शन अच्छा है ना. Okay, so we also saw this difference between excellence and competence. Excellence में हम खुद के साथ औरों को भी लेकर चलते हैं अगर excellence के पाथ पे हैं, लेकिन competition में we see the difference or we are feeling this opposition for each other, and that may create trouble, right? We have this feeling of gratitude for those who took effort in my development, in development of my right understanding. तो right understanding में सही भाव और सही फीलिंग को भी शेयर किया और फिजिकल फैसिलिटी भी दी. तो मुझे तो लगता है अब नेचर के लेवल तक सबके लिए, है ना, we have this gratitude, feeling of gratitude for each and everyone and all the units in the nature who are helping me to sustain, na, that we are able to see. Then we saw this difference between opposition, affection and love. That day we had very nice discussion about this feeling of love. It is feeling of being related to all, है ना, ये limited नहीं है. Feeling of love limited नहीं है. It extends for all, starting from one or few individuals when it reaches to all, each and every unit in the nature, then it is the feeling of love. Okay, and when we discussed about society, we saw this is what is desirable. इस yellow part की हम बात कर रहे थे, है ना? Right understanding, right feeling in every individual, prosperity in every family, and that is why because of this prosperity there is trust in the society. अब किसी को एक दूसरे से डरने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, because each family is able to fulfill their need by right understanding and right feeling. So with that, if we are able to see this coexistence, this mutual enrichment for which we talked about today in nature or existence, then that is what is our human goal is. Na? Presently, we may be anywhere, but we have the scope of reaching to this human goal. And today we tried to understand this natural environment where we tried to understand the existing harmony which is there present at the level of the nature, and now we have to just start understanding and living according to it. So thank you very, very much to all of you for being there, for being so responsive. You continuously shared your reflections and questions, and that has helped all of us to explore these contents well. So all the best for your future journey. With this, over to you, Rao sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Nidhi madam, for a very engaging session. Thank you, Pooja ji. Also, thank you, students. We'll now go into the penultimate session of the 6-day program. Give me a moment. Right. So this is a session by you, for you, and for all of us. Right. So we will be inviting randomly people who have and request them to now share. In the next slide, you will see what you have to share. Give us a brief introduction about yourself. Your personal, that's number one, very brief, which college you are from, what's your name, which year you are in, what are you pursuing, which engineering you're pursuing. Number two, your personal achievements through this workshop. A, specific points from the content that you could verify, experiment, and understand, which made a difference in your life in the last 5 days, 6 days, including today, right? And including yesterday, it becomes 7 days today. So what kind of harmony you felt as a human being within your family, within society, nature, right? All these things you can mention us. Then your thoughts before the workshop and your thoughts now. And we did hear that on the 5th day and even on the 4th day, we heard some of you give your thoughts, how it was before and now. So give your, and what you experienced, what kind of change you experienced in the last 6 days. Number 3 is, what is the potential and possibility you see in the content and process, right? So at your personal level, at the family level, at the institutional level, at society level, and nature level, right? And your specific commitment towards UHV, Universal Human Values, at the level of implementation in your college, in your university, in the nation, in your society around you, right? So all this detailed feedback is being heard by faculty volunteers from NCCIP, including the university officials. They are hearing you. Session is recorded, right? And we can also give it in the feedback form, which will be opened after the session is over, right? So, so we will, and the time given to you is 3 to 4 minutes for each of you. I will, of course, I will not stop you exactly before I give you some gentle reminder to conclude. So do conclude, and please take your time to talk about how this unique thing introduced by your university, by the university and various colleges, University of Mumbai, right? Thanks to Dr. Sibyl Madam, thanks to our Dean, Dr. Muzumdar, and Associate Dean, Dr. Uprande, right? So all have made their efforts to expose you to this very interesting course, right? I'm saying interesting because, as I told you, all these days, we have been impacted by it, and we have seen a change in ourselves. So we'd like to see how you're doing it in this current 6 days. So I will like to first invite, I'll just check whether she is there. Yes, I'd like to first.
Mohan Bhaiya, can you change the slide?
Sorry, please.
Can you change
All the students are able to see the slide? You can put on chat yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We are not
so
able
much.
to see it, sir.
Thank you so much. So I'm inviting Shruti Patil. I think she doesn't have a mic. Shruti Patil, can you enable your mic and come on this on the right now there is no mic enabled. Harsh Jadhav, I have unmuted you. Harsh Jadhav. Harsh Jadhav.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, that slide where those helping points are there for them to speak, that if it is displayed, it would help, sir.
It is displayed, ma'am.
Yes.
The students,
Now,
can you maybe
now it has come, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Now, what about now?
Now it has come, and we can go to full screen mode also if possible, sir.
It is full screen now, ma'am. Are you able to see?
No,
Students, can you
sir.
just put on chat, yes, are you able to see full screen or not? Okay, yes, ma'am, they're all able to see full screen. Then you can just check your network.
No.
Harsh
No,
Patil,
no.
Harsh Jadhav, I hope you're aware that this session is recorded, your names also, that if you don't speak, is not a good sign. Come on, unmute yourself. Harsh Jadhav, we are waiting for you. Yes, Vaibhavi, can unmute yourself and speak, ma'am. Vaibhavi. Vaibhavi. Mic is given to you.
Bhaiya, the students are responding in the chat that they are not able to see the full screen.
Some are yes, some are no.
Response in the chat is no.
Obviously, it's the issue of connectivity.
90% it is no.
Okay.
Can you
90%
redo
is
it
no.
once more? It
But
will
even
help
they're
us.
not responding on chat. Even
Yes,
they're not
sir.
responding to the mic. Yes.
We'll work
Okay,
it
now you're
out,
able
sir.
to see.
You
Thank
please
you,
share
Anita,
it
ma'am.
once
Thank you
more.
so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vaibhavi. Vaibhavi, I've given you the mic.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. You're seeing the slide on your screen.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
we'd
it's
like to have your
blur.
reflections.
Sir, it's blurry.
Sorry, ma'am.
I can't see it clearly.
So you're having a connectivity in your voice.
Sir, Mohan sir,
Yes.
You can just open that in slideshow so that वो full screen में दिखेगा. I think so.
नहीं, full screen में लोग बोल रहे दिख नहीं रहा है. That's why again.
Okay.
So if you off, are you able to see Rohit ji full screen?
I can see the normal screen now.
Yeah, so I think it is the issue of connectivity from the student side and Anita's side.
Okay, sir. Okay, I can see the PPT properly. You are briefing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Yes, Vaibhavi, can you speak on these points, Vaibhavi? Vaibhavi?
Mohan sir, you can just stop your screen sharing and restart it so that the problem will get resolved.
Restart the screen again, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you can see. Let me also cut the video off. Yeah. Now you can see.
Now I think everybody can see, and also you can start the slideshow so that वो slide दिखेगा.
I am keeping it like this because slideshow issues of connectivity were at 5:30. So there's a lot of issue on bandwidth. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Vaibhavi, can we ask you to unmute and speak, Vaibhavi? They're waiting for you, Vaibhavi. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, please. Go ahead. Talk, ma'am.
Sir, I can't see it clearly.
Okay, ma'am. Give you a brief introduction. What did you hear when the workshop? What was it before you joined the workshop? And what do you see as a future with UHV? Yes.
Sir, I can speak in Hindi.
Yes,
Sir,
आप
can I
हिंदी बोल
speak in
सकते हैं, मराठी बोल सकते हैं.
Okay, sir. सर मेरा नाम वैभवी पाटिल है. मैं एसकेएन सिंहगढ़ कॉलेज से हूँ, पंढरपुर. एंड मुझे ये वर्कशॉप बहुत अच्छा लगा है. अकॉर्डिंग टू मी सर, दिस इज नीड. यूएचवी जैसा सब्जेक्ट हमें सीखना चाहिए. एंड इस वर्कशॉप से मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला. एंड माय पर्सनल अचीवमेंट, मुझे अब क्लियर हो गए है कि मुझे क्या क्या अचीव करना है. मेरे गोल्स क्लियर हो गए.
कौन से गोल्स क्लियर हो गए बेटा? वैभवी?
सॉरी सर.
हाँ, बोलिए.
गलती से म्यूट हो गया.
हाँ.
सर गोल्स यानी कि मतलब मुझे अचीवमेंट, मुझे नेवी ऑफिसर बनना है.
अच्छा.
That's my achievement. I can, मतलब मुझे समझ में आ गया है कि मुझे क्या अचीव करना है. मैं पहले बहुत कंफ्यूज रहती थी कि मुझे ना जिंदगी में असल में करना क्या है, इसके बारे में.
वर्कशॉप से पहले क्या था और अभी क्या है विचार?
वर्कशॉप से पहले सर मुझे बहुत कंफ्यूजन रहता था अंडरस्टैंडिंग में भी, कि मुझे ना मतलब मेरे भी लाइफ से और बाकी के भी, मतलब जैसे कि अबाउट फ्यूचर, अबाउट रिलेशनशिप्स, फैमिलीज, अबाउट फैमिली,
राइट,
टेम्पर, हाई टेम्पर. That's all I have issues, trust issues, everything.
राइट. तो आगे फ्यूचर क्या है आपका प्लान?
मेरा प्लान सर, मुझे नेवी ऑफिसर बनना है. अब तो मैं
यूएचवी के लिए क्या करना है? यूएचवी के लिए?
यूएचवी के लिए सर आई कांट अंडरस्टैंड द क्वेश्चन, कैन यू प्लीज?
नहीं, आप अभी यूएचवी का समझी ना क्या है ना?
हाँ.
तो इसके साथ आप क्या आगे करोगी?
सर मैं मतलब जो 6 days के वर्कशॉप से मैंने सीखा है वो मैं लाइफ टाइम यूज करूंगी.
जी.
थैंक यू सर.
क्या क्या करेगी उसके लिए, वो पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
मतलब सर अंडरस्टैंडिंग के बारे में सब कुछ पता चल गया है. मतलब अंडरस्टैंडिंग होनी चाहिए, रिलेशनशिप्स कैसे रखने चाहिए, और ट्रस्ट इश्यूज भी. मतलब उस दिन मैडम ने भी, मैंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था तो मैडम ने बहुत अच्छे से मुझे आंसर किया. मेरे मतलब वो क्लियर हो गया मेरे मतलब.
क्या समझ आई जो मैडम ने बताया, आपको क्या समझ आई
कि ट्रस्ट इश्यूज होते हैं?
कमिटमेंट क्या रहेगा इसके ऊपर? मतलब जब समझती हो ना तो कमिटमेंट क्या रहेगा?
कमिटमेंट मान यानी
आगे फ्यूचर कमिटमेंट समझती हो ना, मतलब तुम्हारे
Yes, sir.
तरफ से तुम क्या करोगी?
तो मेरी
यदि आपको
तरफ
अच्छा
से
लगा, यदि आपको अच्छा लगा, अभी आप आगे क्या करोगी, ये पूछने।
सर मेरे तरफ से मैं जो जो सीखा है
जैसे बोलते हैं ना,
वो-
खाना अच्छा खाया या
हाँ
वो लगा, तो आप दूसरों को बोलोगे ना, ये वहां जाके खाना खा लो, अच्छा लगता मिलता है ना।
यस यस सर, एब्सोल्युटली।
तो इसके बारे में आपको क्या बोलोगी, यूएचपी के बारे में जो अच्छा लगा, तो क्या बोलोगी?
मुझे ये वर्कशॉप तो अच्छा लगा है। मैं बहुत मतलब मैंने मेरे पापा को भी दिखाया था उस दिन।
अरे बढ़िया बढ़िया, तो क्या बोले वो? अभी है क्या?
वो भी
अभी है
बोला
क्या?
अभी नहीं है, अभी वो मीटिंग के लिए गए।
जी
उस
जी।
दिन थे, उन्होंने उनको भी अच्छा लगा। वो
अच्छा,
उस
क्या उनको
मतलब
उनको क्या अच्छा लगा, क्या बोले?
उन्होंने भी कहा कि यस मतलब अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऐसे सेशंस होने चाहिए। मतलब हमारे एज के लोग, हमारे एज के स्टूडेंट्स को तो ये होना ही चाहिए। हम लोग कंफ्यूज रहते हैं, हमारा माइंड डाइवर्ट होता रहता है ना बार बार। उन्होंने ऐसा कहा।
बहुत बढ़िया,
थैंक यू।
बहुत बढ़िया। और कुछ बोलना चाहोगी आप?
सो इट वाज अ ग्रेट एक्सपीरियंस।
वेरी नाइस,
थैंक यू सर।
बहुत बढ़िया। गॉड ब्लेस यू वैभवी, वेरी नाइस। आपने
थैंक यू
कोशिश
सर।
किया। अभी स्क्रीन दिख रहा है क्या अभी आपको?
हाँ दिख रहा है।
और बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बढ़िया। चलो, आपके अब इतना टेंशन हो गया था क्या, स्क्रीन दिख रहा था?
पहले मुझे स्क्रीन है ना ब्लर दिख रहा था सर, इसलिए
अभी
मैंने,
अभी ठीक
और
दिख
मेरा
रहा है ना,
माइक
बढ़िया?
भी अनम्यूट नहीं हो रहा था।
अभी बढ़िया दिख रहा है ना?
अभी दिख रहा है।
अभी इसको मैं ऊपर कर दूं थोड़ा, और देखो दिखता है क्या बराबर? अभी दिख रहा है?
हाँ दिख रहा है सर,
बहुत
क्लियर
बढ़िया,
दिख रहा है अभी।
बहुत बढ़िया। बहुत बहुत बधाई हो, और आपको गॉड ब्लेस यू, भगवान की। जी
थैंक यू सर।
जी जी, नमस्ते। अनिरुद्ध राहुल, अनिरुद्ध राहुल, आप?
यस सर।
नमस्ते। या
नमस्ते सर।
आई होप यू कैन सी द स्क्रीन, दिख रहा है ना आपको स्क्रीन?
यस सर।
हाँ, बहुत बढ़िया। चलिए आप बताइए, अपने विचार रखिए।
I am Anand Rao from VCT College of Engineering from Vasai. I am pursuing now IT engineering. I am in first year. From these sessions, I get to learn that in first I think that happiness is another thing, and our goal are another thing. There is only a one target that my goals are there. I can do everything, but I don't know that the goals are only the happiness in our life. That I get to know from these sessions. And
You go logically, beta. Go logically in terms of what your achievements are, what are your thoughts before, अभी क्या thoughts हैं, और future क्या लगता है आपको, है ना? उससे जाइए आप।
सर पहले मैं ऐसा मेरा ये था कि नहीं, सिर्फ गोल्स अचीव करने हैं, कितना भी कुछ होने दो, मेरे को कुछ होने दो, या हेल्थ इशू कितने भी होने दो, मेरे को सिर्फ गोल्स है मेरे पास जो मुझे अचीव करने हैं। पर आजकल मुझे ये समझ में आ रहा है कि गोल्स अचीव करने हैं, पर हमें भी मतलब संभाल के रहना चाहिए कि सिर्फ गोल्स के पीछे दौड़ने से कुछ होगा नहीं, हैप्पीनेस भी चाहिए अपने लाइफ में, ऐसा सर।
तो क्या है संभालना, मतलब क्या है
संभालना? मत आजकल क्या हो रहा है, बहुत सारे लोग बहुत डिप्रेशन में जा रहे हैं, वो गोल्स अचीव करते करते, और बहुत जन अभी बहुत सारे केसेस आ रहे हैं सुसाइड के, ऐसे ऐसे हो रहा है। तो मतलब उसके पीछे दौड़ने से बहुत कुछ हो रहा है अपने लाइफ में, डिप्रेशन हो रहा है, बहुत कुछ हो रहा है। तो उसको ओवरकम करना है तो गोल्स को जरा साइड में रख के हैप्पीनेस के पीछे दौड़ेंगे तो अच्छा होगा।
ओके, आगे आपके वर्कशॉप से आने से पहले और अभी क्या आपको विचार में अंतर दिखाया या जो हुआ है?
सो वही मतलब जो and at this session the relationship and everything they also tell about that,
right?
तो उसके बारे में समझ में आया बहुत कुछ, और आज के सेशन में नेचर के बारे में बहुत पता चला कि कौन किस पे डिपेंड है और किसके वजह से हम लोग अभी इस दुनिया में मतलब यहाँ है इस जगह, वो समझ में आ रहा है आजकल।
ठीक है,
इस
आपको क्या
सेशन
लगता
की
है
वजह
फ्यूचर में क्या करो यूएचपी के साथ?
यस सर।
यूएचपी के साथ क्या करोगे फ्यूचर में आगे?
As if about that there should be lectures on these values and everything, that this should be there in every from first standard to the last of our age. Means last age, but when हम स्टडी तो अच्छी हम लोग की लाइफ में from one I think.
और फैमिली लेवल पे क्या करने वाले हो? फैमिली लेवल पे what do you do at family level?
Family level.
Yeah. बोलिए।
I'm not getting that point.
आपके परिवार के लेवल पे आप क्या करने वाले हो यूएचपी का समझ के?
मतलब उन्हें भी आजकल कैसा होता है सर, फैमिली लेवल पे क्या हो रहा है कि पेरेंट्स सबको मतलब अपने जो अपने बेटे हैं या बेटियां है उन्हें ये करिए क्या आप इस गोल में जाओ, आज हम आप हमारे लिए ये करो वो करो, तो उन्हें जरा स्ट्रेस हो रहा है, वो भी उन्होंने समझना चाहिए।
राइट।
ये उन्हें इतना भी मत ये करो कि यार वो मतलब उस डिप्रेशन में चले जाए। और कभी कभी क्या होता है कि पेरेंट्स को टाइम भी नहीं होता उनके लिए, तो अपना डिप्रेशन के सामने ये करे, वो भी कभी कभी स्टूडेंट्स को नहीं समझता। तो ये कुछ चीजें हैं जो पेरेंट्स ने भी अपने समझनी चाहिए कि हमें भी टाइम तो जरा सा, और हमारे जो हम लोग का जो डिसीजन है लाइफ का वो भी जरा सुनना ऐसा।
जी, और कोई बोलना चाहेंगे आप?
थैंक यू सर। नो सर, दैट्स ऑल सर।
जी जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर।
श्रुति पाटिल।
Yes, sir.
Unmute and speak. Yes, go ahead. Can see
Yes,
the
sir. My
slide
name
better? Can
is.
see the slide? अब देख सकते slide दिख रहा है आपको?
Yes, sir.
हाँ जी जी, तो अपने बात परिचय दीजिए, give you introduction. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. My name is Shruti Santosh Patil from Sakik, and I love this workshop. It was very refreshing experience. Such subjects are not mostly discussed in our curriculum, but this was a good thing. Certain subjects got clearer for me. Like I got to know others' opinion on certain topics, and yeah, it was good to know others' opinion because you know it expands our thinking, and yes. Sir?
Go ahead, you can hear you. Yeah.
Are
you able
then
to hear me?
yes, sir. So my goal is to become a businesswoman. So yeah, this topic is necessary in achieving my goal, because study of human nature is always useful in certain subjects like business. So it did help me in some ways. And before I was like very oriented, job oriented, skill oriented, money oriented. But after the workshop, I knew this earlier too, but I realized it again that health and family and society is also equally important. It helped me to improve my understanding.
Right. What else you can see? You can see a screen and you can continue your points, please. Don't stop in between. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The potential and possibility you see in content and process. Okay. So yeah, as I said that at my family level, I would like to spend some quality time with them, because amid this assignments and all, we tend to forget our family, and yeah, so but it is very necessary to spend your time with family, because family is very important at the end of the day, because they are the one who are with you till the very end. So it is important to invest your time in something that is playing a major role in your life. So yeah, and commit your specific commitment and plans regarding UHV. Okay. uh, I really like this program. I like the part of the I like psychology, human psychology. So I'm always interested and open to such things. So it was a really good experience for me. And yeah.
The question is saying, the point to say is, what will you do with UHV in future? That's what it is.
Yeah.
What you
Okay.
like, you
So
already said several times. No, beta.
yeah.
So what will you do with UHV now, with your family, everybody around? Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. As I said earlier too, that it helped me to understand the human nature more clearly. I would like to implement all the things that were taught to me in this in this program, and yeah, I would like to implement everything, and see what is the what better change it brings in my life.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
I'm done. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much. Yeah. I now invite Sakshi Taude. Sakshi Taude, mic is given to you. Sakshi Taude, you can unmute and speak. Sakshi Taude. Sakshi. Sakshi, I'm waiting for you. Okay, maybe you have difficulty. Tanya Gupta. Tanya Gupta, the mic is given to you. You can speak. Tanya Gupta. Tanya Gupta. Sakshi Taude. Sakshi Taude, can you unmute, please? Okay. Aditya Amin. Aditya Amin. Aditya Amin.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So, sir, my name is Aditya Amin. I am a second year B Pharm student from Bombay College of Pharmacy. So, for me personally, as I've already given my sharing, the second session was quite
you can
interesting.
just start from the beginning. You can introduce yourself, what college
yes, sir,
you're from, everything, and start from the
beginning. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please use the slides as a reference.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Point 1, 2, 3 that way. Okay.
Yes. So, yeah, my name is Aditya Amin. I am second year B Pharm student from Bombay College of Pharmacy. And for me, my personal achievement from this workshop is that realization that there is a differentiation between the body and the self. That viewpoint that I've never seen before. So that is one personal achievement. And I have successfully implemented that for me. And also maintaining relationships with my parents, my relatives, my friends. Socially, I'm very introvert in nature. But recently, through this session, through the points that I've taken from this session, I have tried to be more social. Try to be more social through social media or some by meeting friends and all. So that is one more point where I've applied the points on the UHP session. And before before the workshop, I was not sure whether this workshop will, help me in my actual applications, in my life. I was not pretty sure, but once I started to attend regularly, right from the first session, and the lectures get taken by Umesh sir and all, I have noted on all those points and have successfully applied.
Yeah. What next? Yeah. Can you go ahead, please? Yeah. I hope you're there. You lost your voice. Aditya, are you there? Yeah, you're very much there. You're muted yourself. Yeah, you can try again. Aditya, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, just don't mute yourself, okay?
Okay, sir. Okay. So,
disturbance.
Okay. So, sir, these UHV sessions I have also attended with my sister. My sister was also there for certain sessions. She has also made use of these points, for her study and all other aspects. So that is also, actually, with respect to academics and other aspects, she was a little bit weak. But now she is very thorough and regular with her study. She has made all these timetables and all. And as it is online sessions, she used to be, inside the room all day, all throughout the day. So after this session on, how to manage relationships and all, she took some points from that, and she now frequently comes out of the room and would like to discuss it. So yeah, so this sessions have actually greatly changed the perception for me and my sister.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Aditya, you're done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Mohan Rao, could you announce about students joining from even the YouTube channel? Could come in now.
They come in? The dignitaries are coming?
Yeah, they can. We can request students even who are watching on YouTube if they would join the Zoom.
Yeah, ma'am. Yeah, we'll do that.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
the traffic will increase if we do that. The traffic on Zoom will increase if we will do that.
Let it be known, we will hardly get to how many more, 300-400 more, no?
Right, absolutely right. But let the dignitaries join, then you can ask them, ask the students to come here.
Can we go ahead, ma'am?
I don't think we won't. Okay. Yeah.
There are not many on YouTube, ma'am.
Okay.
That's why I said we can ask them to join. At least it will be an announcement.
Yeah, ma'am. They put on the chat already. Volunteers. The link is put on the chat.
Yashwant Padil sir has joined.
Can we go ahead, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Kapil Bhatia, can you unmute yourself and speak? Kapil Bhatia?
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can see the slide.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, please go ahead.
My name is Kapil Bhatia, currently studying in KJ Somaiya Institute of Information and Technology. In computer branch, first year. Specific points. Yeah, sir. पहले ही बोला था आपका टाइम मैनेजमेंट का सेशन मुझे बहुत पसंद आया था. वो सुन के अभी मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि और क्वालिटी टाइम स्पेंड करना चाहिए मुझे. तो वो होगा कि ये सेशन से मैंने ये सीखा. और सर ये भी बताना चाहूंगा कि आपका जब नोटिस आया था फर्स्ट टाइम हम लोग को कॉलेज के ग्रुप से, तो 1 घंटे हम लोग के सारे फ्रेंड्स के साथ बात हुई थी कि अरे ऑलरेडी हम लोग का कॉलेज इतना लंबा चलता है, उसके बाद और 3 घंटा बैठना है, बहुत सबको इतना लगा था कि ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं हम लोग के साथ, बट फिर मैंने देखा कि ठीक है चलो इतना तो थोड़ा तो फ्री है कि चालू रख सकते हैं, सुनेंगे सिर्फ, कुछ बोलेंगे नहीं। तो 2 दिन शायद मैंने कुछ भी नहीं बोला। मैंने थर्ड डे स्टार्ट किया क्योंकि मुझे वो सेशन बहुत पसंद आया। तो थर्ड डे से आई स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग विथ यू ऑल।
गो अहेड। या आप रुक के बोल रहे हैं। आप जब स्लाइड के हिसाब से बात करें बेटा।
हाँ सर, आई गेस सारे पॉइंट्स बोल दिए मैंने।
अच्छा, अब मुझे ठीक आपका सुनाई नहीं दिया यहाँ पे। एनीवे, फिर बोला है तो अच्छी बात है। और कुछ बोलना चाहेंगे आप?
हाँ सर, मेरे मम्मी और पापा दोनों ने 1-2 बार सेशन सुना था, उनको भी बहुत पसंद आया।
अच्छा अच्छा, वेरी नाइस। जी, हम आप रुक रहे हैं, कोई बोलना है तो आप बोल सकते हैं।
नो सर, थैंक यू।
जी जी, धन्यवाद। ऑल द बेस्ट। विजिता सोनावणे, विजिता सोनावणे, विजिता सोनावणे।
हेलो सर।
जी जी, नमस्ते।
नमस्ते सर, सॉरी सर नेटवर्क इशू था।
या
मुझे पहले से ज्यादा ही सुनाई दिया।
थोड़ी आवाज बढ़ा देंगे जरा।
yes,
You can give a self introduction, self evaluation now. Yeah. Can see the screen? आप स्क्रीन दिख रहा है आपको?
yes sir, the screen is visible.
जी जी जी।
सर evaluation जो भी
थोड़ा अपना आवाज बढ़ा दीजिएगा, वॉल्यूम।
सर अभी आ रहा है? Am I audible सर?
बहुत धीमी है वैसे। जी।
सर अभी? हेलो।
थोड़ा वो माइक को क्लोज कर लीजिएगा। जी।
Yes sir, full volume पे रखा है मैंने इसलिए।
Make it closer to your signal when you're speaking.
Yes, it's closer to my mouth, that's the reason.
Okay, please go ahead.
Sir, if you're audible, then I'll speak.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Sir, yes, the induction, the program was really good.
Just go by the points, ma'am. The brief
sorry,
introduction
sir.
about yourself,
So
your
my name
achievements.
is Vijita Sonavne. I'm pursuing MMS in finance from Untitled Modi Institute for Financial and Management Studies. And I would like to tell that I got to learn my personal achievements from the workshop will be that I got a clear understanding from means what we think that कि हमारे लिए सिर्फ हमारी फैमिली या हम इम्पोर्टेंट है, बट एक पॉइंट ऐसा आता है कि नहीं, नेचर भी इम्पोर्टेंट है हमारे लिए, एग्जिस्टेंस जो होता है वो भी जरूरी है, पर्सनल जो प्रपोजल्स होते हैं। मैंने आई थिंक लास्ट 2-3 सेशन जो सर ने बताए थे, उमेश सर ने, तो वहाँ पे मैंने उनको क्वेश्चंस भी किया था क्योंकि मुझे कुछ पॉइंट समझे नहीं थे, तो वो भी मुझे अच्छा लगा कि सर ने वो एफर्ट लेके हमें वो क्लियरली समझाया। So that was also a good session. Your thoughts? एंड सर थॉट्स को लेकर कहे तो पहले हम ये सोचते थे कि अगर चलो मीन्स अगर मैं कुछ अच्छा कर रही हूँ बट सामने वाले को वो गलत लग रहा है, तो फिर हम क्या सोचे थे, मतलब अभी समझो कोई फ्रेंड है मेरा, उसको लग रहा है मैं गलत हूँ, तो वो और दूसरों को भी जाकर मेरे बारे में नेगेटिव ही बताएगा, तो पहले वो चीजें हमें अफेक्ट करती थी कि बाबा ऐसा है वैसा है।
क्या आपकी आवाज रुक गई? या मैंने अनम्यूट कर दिया आपको, वापस बोलिए जी। विजिता जी
म्यूट हो गया था सर।
हाँ, थोड़ा वो जी जी, गो अहेड।
यस सर, तो फिर पहले ऐसा होता था कि सर को मैंने पूछा था कि अगर कोई हमारे बारे में नेगेटिव बोल रहा है जबकि सामने वाले को एग्जैक्ट पता भी नहीं हम कौन है क्या है, तो सर ने कहा था कि शुडंट बी योर कंसर्न, अगर आपको पता है, आपका मन साफ है, आपका जैसा भी बिहेवियर है आप अपने साइड से सही हो, तो यू शुडंट बी आवर कंसर्न। अगर किसी से हमसे कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा तो आकर खुद पूछेगा। तो सर की वो एक बात सर मैंने एक्चुअली समझी एंड आई, मतलब मैंने मेरी दोस्त से बात की इस बारे में, मेरी फ्रेंड से, कि ऐसी ऐसी बात है। तो सर जब हम किसी से बात, हम अगर हमारी चीजें हम तक ही रखेंगे सर, तो हम वो शेयर नहीं कर पाएंगे उनके साथ, उनके साइड में वो डाउट होगा और हमारे साइड में भी वो डाउट होगा, बट उस चीज से एक बार क्लियरेंस मिल गया कि ठीक है बाबा, हम भी कहीं गलत थे, वो भी कहीं गलत थे, बट अभी क्लैरिटी है, तो वो भी एक अच्छा था सर। एंड सर द पोटेंशियल एंड सर जो पोटेंशियल और पॉसिबिलिटी जो था फैमिली इंस्टीट्यूशन लेवल भी अच्छा था सर, पर्सनल लेवल पर भी अच्छा था। मीन्स जैसे कि सर ने डिफरेंशिएट किया था कि हमने कैसा बिहेवियर, ग्रैटिट्यूड, लव जो भी है कैसा होना चाहिए, तो वो सर बहुत एक अच्छा था कि ग्रैटिट्यूड क्या होता है, एक हेल्पिंग नेचर क्या होता है, तो वो सर एक यूज था कि ओके। बिकॉज आज के जनरेशन में सर आई थिंक किसी ने तो चैट बॉक्स में लिखा था, इफ यू आर इन लव यू कैन मेक योर करियर, और इफ यू आर मेकिंग योर करियर यू कैन मेक लव। तो सर मुझे सिर्फ इतना कहना है कि ऐसा गलत है। अगर हमारा पार्टनर जो है हमें सपोर्टिव होगा और अच्छा रहेगा तो हमें हमारे करियर में भी सपोर्ट करेगा। दिस इज जो मैंने समझा है। तो स्पेसिफिक कमिटमेंट साहब मैंने एक्चुअली, मुझे फिलहाल तो बिगिनिंग है, बट इन फ्यूचर होगा तो एक खुद का स्टार्टअप ओपन करना है। बट विद दैट ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि हम ऐसा
नहीं, खुद को कमिटमेंट नहीं बेटा, यूएचवी पे कमिटमेंट किया है।
हाँ सर, सॉरी सर, कमिटमेंट मतलब कैसा है कि ये इम्प्लीमेंट करना है यूनिवर्सिटी लेवल, रीजनल। तो हमें क्या लगता है कि कहते हैं ना कि अभी मैंने ये फर्स्ट टाइम देखा, बिकॉज स्कूल के बाद ये फर्स्ट टाइम है जहाँ पर मैं काउंसलिंग सेशन ऐसे देख रही हूँ। ये सबसे बहुत बड़ी बात थी। तो मैंने एक्चुअली ये चीज मेरे 2-3 दोस्तों के साथ भी ये लिंक शेयर किया जो यूट्यूब से देख रहे थे। पहले उन्होंने कहा कि हमें ज्यादा कुछ समझा नहीं, बिकॉज उनके लिए वो फर्स्ट टाइम था ऐसा इतने सालों बाद अटेंड करना। तो उनको भी अच्छा लगा सर, एंड इट वाज नाइस मींस। और जब आप वो असाइनमेंट लिंक देते थे तो उसमें भी हमें क्लैरिटी मिलता था कि ओके, क्योंकि आप नीचे एग्जांपल्स भी देते थे कि आपको कैसे आंसर एक्सपेक्टेड है, तो उससे भी थोड़ा हेल्प मिलता था सर। थैंक यू सर।
वेरी नाइस,
थैंक यू सो मच।
यस। मधुरा सावंत, नमस्ते। मधुरा सावंत, अनम्यूट एंड स्पीक। मधुरा सावंत,
यस सर।
प्लीज गो अहेड जी। तो स्लाइड दिख रहा है ना आपको सब?
हाँ
जी जी, जस्ट फॉलो द स्लाइड, इंट्रोड्यूस योरसेल्फ, talk about achievements and your future. Yes, yes ma'am, please go ahead. Thank you.
Hello sir, I am Madhura Sawant, studying the course of pharmacy at Bombay College of Pharmacy. I learned the basic values every human must have to live life effectively. Points like understanding before taking actions as a crucial step to achieve success was a great learning step for me. Before workshop, I was not aware that at the base of any aspiration is the need for happiness, but now I am. I see tremendous potential in this content and process to help imbibe universal human values in people regardless of their age. It is an eye-opener for the truth of existence for many. I plan and commit to fix these principles firmly into my character and also promote them in every person in my surroundings. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Yeah, very brief. Yes, can we have Balali Nagarkar? Balali Nagarkar, yes.
First of all, good evening, everyone.
Balal Nagarkar, right? Yeah.
Ballar, yes, my name is Ballareshwar, in short Ballar.
Yeah.
तो मैं हिंदी में ज्यादा कन्वीनियंट लगूंगा।
जी जी बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
पहले तो मैं आपको शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहूंगा कि मुझे चांस मिला है बोलने का, क्योंकि अभी तक मैं जूम पे ज्यादा इंटरेक्ट नहीं कर पाया था, यूट्यूब पे जो कर रहा था, इसलिए। सबसे पहले तो मेरा नाम बल्लार नगरकर है। मैं फर्स्ट ईयर इंजीनियरिंग का स्टूडेंट हूँ और मैं सिंहगढ़ कॉलेज ऑफ इंजीनियरिंग पंढरपुर से हूँ। तो मुझे ये सेशन बहुत अच्छा लगा। ये एक नया सोच विचार के साथ बनाया हुआ सेशन था। इसमें से हार्मोनी इन ह्यूमन बीइंग, यानी कि जब हम एक समाज में रहते हैं तो वहां पे हार्मोनी कैसे बनाए रखनी है, कोई झगड़ा, कोई तंटा न करते हुए हमें सब कुछ अच्छी तरह से कैसे नहीं बनाए, ये सबसे मेन पॉइंट है, वो मुझे अच्छा लगा। और फैमिली लेवल पे ऐसे दिखता है कि हमारे घर में या हमारे जो रिलेटिव्स है उनमें भी बहुत सारा झगड़ा लगा हुआ रहता है, क्योंकि वो जानते नहीं है कि हमारा जो ग्रेटिट्यूड है, हमारा जो क्या बोलते हैं उसे, अच्छाई है, हमारी जो एक स्पेसिफिक पॉइंट है कि हमारी जो चाह हमारी एक चाह है, वो किसमें है वो नहीं जानते। इसलिए ये जो यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमन राइट है ये सभी तक नहीं पहुंचा था। और उसके बाद आज का जो सेशन हुआ था नेचर पे, वो भी हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा। उसमें जो 4 ऑर्डर्स है वो एक दूसरे पे कैसे डिपेंडेंट है, हमारी सर्वाइविंग के लिए प्लांट्स, एनिमल्स, जो रिसोर्सेस है, नेचुरल रिसोर्सेस है, वो सब कैसे इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो भी हमें सीखने को मिला। उसके बाद पोल्यूशन का जो था, यानी कि हमें अगर अच्छा सेहत रखना है तो पोल्यूशन कैसा कम होना चाहिए, ऑक्सीजन लेवल जितना ज्यादा हो वो हमें देखना चाहिए। उसके बाद इस सेशन से पहले योर थॉट बिफोर द हाँ इस सेशन से पहले हमारे कॉलेज में इंजीनियरिंग के लिए यूएचवी का सब्जेक्ट है सिंहगढ़ के लिए, तो उसमें थोड़ा बहुत हमने वहाँ पे जानकारी ली थी। और हमारे इधर संघ के जो कार्यक्रम होते हैं उन्हें उसमें भी यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमन राइट्स का हमें थोड़ा फर्क ज्ञान दिया गया था। लेकिन ये जो अपॉर्चुनिटी आपने दी है हमें कि इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे बाकी के देशों में जो ह्यूमन राइट्स पे सोच विचार है वो हमारे
ह्यूमन वैल्यूज है बेटा, ये ह्यूमन राइट्स नहीं है,
ह्यूमन वैल्यूज है। उस पे जो बाकी के देशों में जैसे विचार है वो हमारे देश में कैसे बढ़े और लोग यहाँ पे अवेयरनेस लोगों में कैसे पहुंचाया गया है, वो आपका मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा। और द पोटेंशियल एंड पॉसिबिलिटीज, मेरे पर्सनल लेवल पे मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि ये यूनिवर्सल ह्यूमन राइट्स वैल्यूज जो है वो हर घर में, हर कोने में पहुंचना चाहिए। क्योंकि अभी ऐसा सबका व्यू है कि ये जो राइट्स वाले लोग होते हैं वो निगेटिव राइट्स है, यानी कि अभी ऐसे फॉरवर्डिंग कंट्री में जहाँ जिस तरह से ह्यूमन राइट्स को देखा जाता है उस तरह से हमारे इंडिया में नहीं देखा जाता है। लोग यहाँ पे ऐसे सोचते हैं कि जो राइट्स के, यानी कि बोलते हैं ना सीधा देख के चलने का, वो यहाँ हमारे इधर तुच्छ माना जाता है। तो इस सेशन के बाद मुझे ये जो SIP का हुआ उसके बाद मेरे को पता चला है कि ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, बाहर के देशों में भी जैसा है वैसे हमारे इधर होने चाहिए। राइट्स है जो वैल्यूज है वो सबको पता चलनी चाहिए और इस पे सोच विचार भी होना चाहिए। और मेरा ऐसा कमिटमेंट रहेगा कि मेरे लेवल पे मैं सबको, मेरे फैमिली को, मेरे जो इंस्टीट्यूट है उसमें बता दूं, क्या नहीं तो इन्फॉर्म करना चाहता हूँ कि ये सब वैल्यूज है ये सबको पता चलनी चाहिए। हमारा जो नेचुरल एग्जिस्टेंस है वो बरकरार रहना चाहिए, इससे हमें ये सीख मिलती है। थैंक यू सर।
बहुत बढ़िया था, धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर।
साक्षी जवंजल।
Yes,
साक्षी
sir.
जवंजल जी, नमस्ते, बोलिए। हाँ
Sir, myself Sakshi Dattatray Javanjal. I am from Sinhagad College of Engineering, Korti, Pandharpur. Electrical engineering, first year student. My personal achievement through the workshop is I clearly understand the difference between body and self, and also how to explore ourselves and communicate each other within the harmony. And I thoughts before workshop and your thoughts now. मैंने पहले सोचा था कि इतनी देर ये सेशन देखना तो इससे क्या होगा, पर लेकिन मैंने जब ये सेशन अटेंड किया आई रियली रियलाइज दैट दिस इज अमेजिंग सेशन. And in this program, we had an opportunity to hear good thoughts, and this will surely be going to encourage us in your future events. And say next point is potential and possibility you see in contact and process. The order is first you have to write understanding, then relationship and physical facility. This is correct order. Then specific commitment plans regarding UHV. Regarding UHV, I would like to do social work, surviving the people. I would like to tell new ideas, innovation to the people and implement them. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice.
And sir, on the behalf of my college, I extend a really heartily vote of thanks to University.
Oh, very nice, very sweet. Yes.
Thank
very
you,
nice.
sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, thank you. Can we have Chaitanya Kale? Yes, Chaitanya, I give you the mic. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, little louder, better.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, perfect now.
Okay, sir. Sir, myself Chaitanya Kale, and first of all, good evening to you. I am from the Bombay College of Pharmacy, studying in the second year. So, from this overall session of the 6 days, I basically learned what are the various achievements that we can make in our life, and also various aspirations and the concerns. What are the means in the every walks of the life we means go through various difficulties. So by accepting all our problems, we should always overcome it and have a positive approach. So from this session, I means a very and nice point that I get is the what goals can we set in our life, means, and what a positive approach we must do in every and other concern. Also, the next thought that I come through this session is the how to build up our positive attitude to every and each situation. Because when we think about in a negative sense to anything, so it will not get successful. So according to me, I learned in this session that how we can approach a positively to every and every difficult situation. Also, the potential and the possibilities of this content. So the from the my level, I learned from this session that how we can develop a good aspirations, and what means how we can go through the various concern, and also the various my family members, my institution friends, and various all my colleagues have learned a lot of things from this session, that how we can build up our goals, how we can set up our goals, what kind of positive approach we must give to every situation. And also my specific commitment is that because earlier to this session there was little changes in my behavior about the little different approach to everything, but when I saw all this 6 day session, a really good change I will definitely do in the future to build up a positive attitude, to build up a perfect goal, and also to set a proper goal in a positive way and in a definite way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chetan. Very nice. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you, sir,
so
for
much.
giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. God bless you.
Dr.
Yeah. Thank you.
Mohan Rao, I know many students have raised their hand for sharing their gains and how this program has benefited.
Yeah.
But since our Honorable Vice Chancellor has joined,
Very nice.
and our
Sure, ma'am.
Vice Chancellor would join, could
Yeah,
we
over to you,
just-
ma'am. Over to you. Yeah. Good evening, sir. Good evening to all. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible, ma'am.
So good evening to one and all on behalf of the University of Mumbai, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Suhas Pedneca, sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Kulkarni, our Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Muzumdar, Dean, Faculty of Science and Technology, Associate Dean, Principal Ukrande of Science and Technology, our IQAC Coordinator, Professor Dr. Smita Shukla, our esteemed guests and visionaries from the UHV cell of AICTE, that is Shri Rajul Astana ji and Shri Umesh Jadhav ji, member of NCCIP, our dear students who are the reason for our gathering here together to celebrate this 6 days journey that we have taken together. A warm welcome to each one of you on this very special day and session for us. We had begun together our journey and have traveled together for the past 6 days. A journey where we related with one another in real time by participating on the Zoom platform, the YouTube chats, and some of us have followed the YouTube even after the program. You would be happy to know, students, that we have keenly looked through your interaction with us in the form of your reflections and assignments that you have submitted each day after every session. And therefore, these days have been a time of connecting different institutions, different students from different disciplinary backgrounds, but gathered together under one umbrella of the University of Mumbai. And so before we begin, I thought it to be right to share with you as to what was the kind of journey that we had taken together when we had been in this 6 days together. So permit me to share my slide, and I would share with you a few slides that would summarize the kind of interactions that we had undertaken in these 6 days. So we at the core committee of the UHV cell of University of Mumbai, the 11 of us, including myself being 12, with under the guidance of our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Pro Vice Chancellor, have set for ourselves certain purposes and certain objectives. And one of our objectives were to spread and ensure that UHV 1 component of the AICTE curriculum is conducted in every college that comes under the regulatory authority of AICTE. And therefore, the UHV cell organized this program with a two-pronged approach. One is to familiarize the students to the new environment of university education, and two is to develop a strong value base for their undergraduate studies at various institutions. And therefore, we had sessions that comprised of information about the University of Mumbai and its different services. We also had interactive 6-day universal human values sessions with you all. This points of engagement of the UHV sessions were through self-evaluation assignments, polls, feedback, and Q&A sessions. Our thrust was to ensure that there was a reflective approach to all the transactions of teaching and learning that we were doing together. For the familiarizing students with the various quality initiatives of the University of Mumbai, we had various sessions like Quality Initiatives of University of Mumbai by Professor Dr. Smita Shukla. We also had a session on Heritage Conservation and Preservation by Professor Dr. Manjari Kamath. We had Professor Dr. Samir Kulkarni, who exposed us to the various opportunities that the university has for students of science and technology interested in entrepreneurship, innovation, and incubation. We also had Dr. N. Motevar from the Knowledge Resource Center, who talked about the library facilities and how the University of Mumbai opens its library for every student of an affiliated college or the departments under the university. We had sports and physical education services that were explained to us by Dr. Mohan Amrule, and the NSS activities that inspired each one of us for community involvement and engagement by Dr. Sudhir Puranic, our registrar of the University of Mumbai. The registrations that we received were 8,438. We had registered participants from different disciplines of management, architecture, pharmacy, and engineering. And the statistics shows you as to what were the proportion of male and female and faculty-wise involvement. We also had, I think I skipped this slide, we also had different sessions that were taken on the universal human values by different resource persons. I'm sorry, I think that slide would come. And we would come to that on topics regarding basic human aspirations. We had sessions on concepts of trust, love, belongingness, how to overcome peer pressure, how do we rate and view develop our different aspirations and view the role of each of us in building of the society and environment. We had a pre-survey that we had conducted, and where we had asked you all about what is the importance that you were giving to the following parameters in your life, right from myself, my health, my family, skills, job, vocation, money, social engagement, natural environment, and nation. We also asked and found out from you all as to what were the expectations of education from these various areas, as how would you look at education catering or reaching out to these areas and concerns of your life. We also tried and attempted to find out from you as to what is your opinion on the following areas, that is the role of education to develop the full human potentiality and personality, the basic purpose of getting educated, and how do you view money and life, the needs for, and how do you respond to statements such as the needs of human beings are unlimited, people living in a society cannot have a common goal. We put forward such questions in order to understand your views. We are also attempting to see as to what are your thoughts before and after the ESIP intervention program based on these four important questions. And we would look at this post and give you a kind of a brief overview when we bring out our report to see as to how perceptions, attitudes, thoughts, etc. have changed. These questions, the pre-survey and post-survey, have been a contribution and brainstorming of members of the NCCIP, AICTE, and the University of Mumbai. And we were also happy to, through this brainstorming session, see how we could look and tailor-make programs for each one of you. Yes, these were the topics that we had covered. We had resource persons and volunteers that came in from NCCIP and the AICTE as well, and who actively engaged with our students, acted as moderators, who also ensured that they followed up, conducted question answer sessions, etc. So a big thank you to all of you who were a part of this. These were the kind of sessions that we had, and predominantly it was Umesh Jadhav ji who had taken most of the sessions, and of course Mohan Rao sir, who had also been very much a part of every minute of the engagement. We also had, and you would be happy to see just a glimpse of what we have done, your pre-survey, and when we had asked you as to how would you rate yourself, and you rated yourself in terms on a scale of 5 with terms of knowledge. Yes, excellent. You had rated, and that was 1,500 and more students had rated excellent. When it came to skills, we see that skills were a little lower rated, below 500, and how to integrate values in life and behavior was the second area where you rated yourself high. So these were also, this would form inputs for us to be able to understand how we are going to really take this further from the responses that you have given. Of course, this is only 3,542 responses that are analyzed, but this nevertheless talks about what you would like to know, and you said you would like to know more about how to develop skills, followed by enhancing knowledge and then attitudinal change. And therefore, these were some of the requirements that you had stated. And in alignment with this, every session that we had conducted were more or less catering to these kind of expectations that we have put down here as a highlight for you all. What I would like to highlight in the next 1 minute before I stop is the important takeaways that were captured from the different sharings, the chats, and the Q&As. And I thought that I would bring this forward in a form of a slide when we asked about the important takeaways and the proposals explored within one's own self. And these were some of the things that came out. That is, the takeaway was relations with families, what is success, how to keep myself happy, how to help others, self-awareness, confidence, knowledge of people and society, how to focus on ourselves, empathy to other human beings, how to respect everyone who is known to me or even a complete stranger how to stay calm, self-awareness, positivity, empathy. So these are very much, we are glad to see such kind of responses that we have captured. And change in behavior, we are happy to see that some of you said that it is staying calm, making an easy decision, how you have become, you probably started the process of becoming less aggressive, how to use began thinking about humanity and environment, and how you have got strength in facing problems, and the list can go on. But with these few slides, we have tried to present before you that how changes from your peers and yourselves, which you have expressed, are an input for each one of us, and for even further at the University of Mumbai, when we try to see how UHV2 can be a part of your curriculum, what focuses that we need to keep in mind, and how we can do this. We thank you for your participation. I would now go ask Dr. Mohan Rao if he would want to make any point or two before we move in to talk to the next point.
Yeah. Thank you, Suhas, madam. And I would just want to, and respected Vice Chancellor, sir, and Pro Vice Chancellor, respected all the guests. In fact, it has been a very exciting, very happy and exciting way of interacting with all these students. Just to give some statistics apart from what Sibyl madam has said, we had around 16,000 views on the first 2 days. And after that, we've been having an average of 2,500 views on YouTube. And students have been very diligently doing all the assignments. That's something which has touched all of us, all the resource persons, all our volunteers, that they used to diligently do the assignments. So all students, thank you so much. You have given a lot of inputs, and they've even referred the slides and put the questions on the slides itself while answering those inputs on the assignments. And more importantly, from our point of view, we got around 215 odd good questions that were asked. Both on chat, because a lot of issues, the students couldn't unmute themselves and speak. They put on the chat. So we got around 215 plus questions. And if my statistics are right, around 56 or 60 persons have spoken at different points of our thing. Interaction was very, very good. And we trust that the students will take it forward. And on behalf of NCCIP, I really wish our students all the best. And thank Dean Madam, Majumdar Madam, thank the Associate Dean, and more importantly, Smita Shukla, and of course, our own Sibyl Madam for looking after this wonderful program. Over to you, Sibyl Ma'am.
We would also like to, dear students, place on record our gratitude to our Vice Chancellor, who has been the person who has instituted the cell at the university, who has a passion to see how to reach out to students and to make University of Mumbai courses and education and experiences of students that are value-based and to promote value education. We would also want to place and record our appreciation at the cell for our Pro Vice Chancellor for his constant support and guidance, and also making sure that we at no point of time we remain disconnected to our students and our curriculum. So we'd also want to say that it was our Dean, Professor Majumdar, who last year was with us also through the entire sessions, but it was her desire to see that science and technology as a faculty would benefit through the UHV programs. So thank you so much, Professor Majumdar, for being with us in the planning, as well as for being a part of us and encouraging the UHV cell to ensure that we conduct this program. Our Associate Dean, Principal Ukrande, a pillar of strength for getting this done. His vision too, it has been the kind of wind beneath our sails. Today also, it was in any time when we have a crisis, whether technological, etc., we call up Principal Ukrande and he makes sure that he gets the required provisions. So thank you, Principal Ukrande, for all your support and your willingness to see that UHV forms a part of the Science and Technology faculty. So this being the contribution, we would fail in our thing to say that it was Professor Smita Shukla, who's a part of the UHV cell, whose mature guidance, who's been able to help us to string together the different sessions that the University of Mumbai needs to conduct with regard to the services and quality initiatives. So thank you, Professor Smita Shukla. So with this, over to Dr. Mohan Rao for the next part.
Yeah, I invite Professor Vasanthi to kindly introduce Pro Vice Chancellor. Over to you, Vasanthi, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, over to you. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, sir. A very good evening to all. It is my privilege and honor to introduce Professor Suhas Pedneca, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University of Mumbai. Sir has a long list of academic credentials, research experiences, international exposure, and administrative experience. Just to mention a few in the area of research, Sir has published and presented 15 articles on higher education at international and national level.
Ma'am,
Sir, I'll just take 2 minutes, not much.
And are you requesting Pro VC to talk first?
Yes, sir, we had asked him to talk first, but Pro VC that we can, I don't think he has yet joined, though he said he was joining.
Sir, I'll just take 2 minutes. Should I continue, sir?
It is already late, you know.
Okay, I'll just point few, sir, if with your permission, please.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you, sir. To mention a few, sir has guided 22 PhDs and 10 students for MSc. And to highlight Sir's international exposure, he's a postdoctoral fellow, Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey, USA, attended programs and academic leadership organized by Oxford University, UK, and by Harvard University. And further, as an administrative experience, he was acting Vice Chancellor of SNDT University, Homi Bhabha University, and Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar
2 minutes over
University.
now. 2 minutes over.
Sir, and as a person, he's a dynamic personality and ideal for all academic leaders, a person with high ethical values, punctuality, discipline, and perfection. Sir is a living example of perfect balance of knowledge and emotion, academic and administrative expertise. Sir always looks forward to make the best of opportunity and takes up every obstacle as a positive challenge and believes in best man for the job. Sir has a persona of aiming for the future while creating all of this make us here, faculty and students, feel optimistic about growing with the university. Therefore, it is only natural that under Sir's university received NAC A++. Thank you very much, sir, for permitting me to introduce you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, how much time? It's already late, maybe. Anyway, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening to all. I don't know, but in case the Pro Vice Chancellor or Kulkarni, if you join, our deans, Dr. Sybil Thomas, Dr. Smita Shukla, Dr. Mohan Rao, Dr. Vasanthi, and many more who have joined this validatory function. That's the last part of last, I think, 7 days, you said, right? 7 days.
6 days, sir.
6 days. So first of all, let me appreciate the efforts taken by all my colleagues from University of Mumbai to not only to establish the universal human value cell, but to conduct such induction program for the benefit of freshers and the students from various colleges of University of Mumbai. This is something, a new activity which we began last year after realizing the importance which was initiated by AICT, where all the engineering colleges were expected to follow that. And I personally attended some sessions and I realized this is what is missing in many of our curricula for the students other than engineering. And we felt this is very, very important. This is almost 6:50, so it must be a long day for everyone. I would not like to take more time, but to place on record my personal appreciation to Sybil Thomas ma'am and her colleagues for taking a very, very keen interest to propagate the importance of human values. And even the way Dr. Mohan Ravi is also assisting us, I sincerely appreciate that. Maybe a couple of minutes I will take to put my thoughts across. If I may ask all the students, of course, this is not the session where I have time for the students to answer. But if I may ask students that why do you join school, colleges, or universities? You don't stop after school, then you go to colleges, you go to universities and continue taking higher and higher education. I received several answers when I interacted with students in the past, and I really waited for answers from the students. And there was one more question, which is normally, in fact, or many times asked by Dr. Mashelkar sir, many of you know our scientist Mashelkar. And that is, what is that powerful scientific equation which had changed the mankind, which has a greater impact on human beings? And many students also gave answers in all the laws and formulas and equations in science and technology. But since again, we are running short of time, I won't wait for the answers. But the powerful equation of this century is the E is equal to F, that is the education is equal to future. So why do we take education? Why do you go after school to colleges, to universities? And this is very interesting to understand. I think every human being on this planet has some purpose. His or her presence on this planet is to do something meaningful. And that is very important for everyone to realize it. What is it you are expected to do? And there, each one of us must take a pause sometime and do introspection as how we have managed to reach where we stand today and where do you want to go from here. And there has to be a complete clarity in mind. And to get that education helps us, because the main purpose of education, I feel, is to discover ourselves, who we are. Now, what is it that I would say the weaknesses we have, the strengths we have, how to overcome the weaknesses, how to build our further journey on the strengths we have. And this is very essential. And that is why it is always said that you must compete with yourself before you compete with others. So this is one lesson and one understanding you get as you learn more and more about yourself, about things around you. And that slowly somewhere you realize who you are. Even some of you may not be in a position to answer this question, whether you have understood yourself. Probably you'll have to wait for some more time to realize who you are. I hope I'm not sounding more philosophical, but that is the reality. So that education slowly helps you to understand. And the second important aspect of education is that once you achieve some level after education, that you must give back to society. So coming back to the self-introspection and realization, and when you understand who you are or you are in the process, then there is another question you must ask to yourself. And that is, what is it you want to achieve in life? Where do you want to go from here? And there has to be complete clarity about this. And this is the reason why your education, your peers, your teachers, your parents, everyone is going to help you, to guide you where you want to go. So there has to be definitely aspiration in your mind and the complete clarity you want to achieve. And then after, and that particular aspiration and your vision should align with your capabilities and your abilities. So what you try to do throughout your life, not just education, but every action of yours, is to sharpen your abilities. And according to me, there are two important aspects of this ability which take you to your goals, achieve your aspirations, fulfillment of your aspirations. And those two important things are: one, acquiring requisite human values, and two, acquiring the right skills to fulfill your or rather achieve your aspirations. I think last 6 days, the sessions on the various topics you attended, the whole aspect is to make you realize the importance of these human values and how to imbibe some of these values. Many times we know, but we don't know how to go about it. So this is very, very essential in life. And as I said, equally, it is important to have a proper blend of your abilities and your skills. And one of the important aspects you need to acquire is a positive attitude to achieve that. I am not here to talk about every aspect. You know the meaning and the importance of everyone. But you know that ability is what you can do. But the positive attitude determines how well you can do it. So this is very, very essential. Another important thing which in the process I think is the adaptability. We have realized, not only after experiencing this pandemic situation, but we have realized that our life is never linear. Everything happens around us is never linear. There is always ups and downs. And at times there are something which we never expect, and it happens. As we know that the COVID situation, it almost took 2 years. No one was prepared. So who survives under such circumstances is the one who has acquired that adaptability. It's a very important aspect we need to understand. Other important aspect is the working in collaboration. How, because many times you may not achieve everything in life working in isolation. So this is very, very important one. And to be a good human being is the most important aspect. And to acquire that honesty, empathy, and many other aspects we have learned over 6 days, which many times we do not talk about during our lectures, because many times teachers are busy completing their own so-called curriculum or portion in the classroom, conducting examination on that. But many times the human values, which is so important aspect, and we don't have either time or there is no inclusion in the curriculum to integrate the human values with the regular courses we take. And that is the reason why we thought this type of programs and this type of induction programs is very essential for the benefit of students. There is one suggestion I have, maybe from next time onward, I think Dr. Sybil Thomas, ma'am, and her team would take into consideration, and that is the time has come even giving some orientation to the students in terms of the importance of their participation in the entire electoral process. You know now that the state government, central government are taking very keen interest. They have formed, in fact, various committees. And the current situation in our country, which is considered as the most important democratic country in the world. But if we look at the percentage of youth participating in voting at every level is found to be very, very low. In fact, I was told nearly 21 to 23% of youth is the real population of voting, and hardly 3 to 4% of youth between maybe, I mean, the earliest stage, they go for voting. And this is something which is very alarming situation. And if you want to contribute to the national growth and to bring a right candidate for the right position, youth has to take initiative, understand the importance of registering yourself as a voter and bringing that awareness amongst people around you who may not have that much understanding or do not realize the importance, don't go for voting. And even University of Mumbai has taken up this initiative also as how to propagate that in a systematic manner through the cluster of colleges which were formed. I had a meeting with the principal secretary of your government of Maharashtra, who is looking after this particular aspect of reaching out to the students through various modes. And I would suggest, therefore, that one of the sessions in the induction can be on this particular aspect of participation of youth on electoral processes. So, friends, I'm very happy that you had a very fruitful 6-day interactions with so many resource persons. And I'm sure if you look at yourself, you try to analyze where you stand, where you were just before joining this particular 6-day program, and maybe now after 6 days, I'm sure that you will experience some change in you. It's a simple changes, but many times we do not understand the importance of that. And I'm very sure that one of the important aspects you must have realized ultimately where that becomes more useful is how to enhance that emotional energy each one of you have got to a better and more meaningful way. So thank you once again, Sybil Thomas ma'am, on all our entire your team taking so much of efforts to give something to the students who in turn are going to be our real strength and who in turn will contribute in the nation building, and that is what we expect. And therefore you all have to realize ultimately that the education is not something we are here to fill our buckets, but education is something which inspired you, and it's not but lighting a fire. Education is something that lighting a fire. So I wish you all the best, and each one of you need to prepare yourself not for that comfortable predictability of yesterday, but the realities of today and all unknown possibilities of tomorrow. And you need to be innovative, as this is one thing I'll keep on saying many times. You need to be innovative. You need to go beyond even the limits of the possible to go into the impossible. And that is what we expect from youth. You need to inculcate that leadership qualities among yourself, and that in turn you should be able to contribute to the society around you and in the nation building. So thank you very much. I can only say at the end, Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful inspirational talk. We also forgot to introduce the member of NCCIP AICT, Sri Rajul Asthana ji. He's with us today. So I request my co-explorer, Dr. Ashwin Patil, to introduce him. Ashwin ji, over to you, please.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Shall I display PPT, Bhaiya? Just
Yeah. Yes. Please go ahead.
Yeah, namaste to all. Let's be very brief.
Yeah, sure, sir. Sure.
Yes. Sabhi ko namaste. It is an honor for me to introduce Rajul Bhaiya. Rajul Bhaiya has done his BTech and MTech from IIT Delhi. He is a former director, International Resource Center for Human Values, Universal Human Values and Ethics at Punjab Technical University. He and his wife are devoting majority of their time on a group effort at Manaviya Shiksha Sanskar Sansthan, that is Institute of Human Education Sanskar, Kanpur, to understand, live and promote value-based education, holistic human health, natural farming, and value-based living. Bhaiya is a co-author of textbook, a foundation course in human values and professional ethics with R.R. Gaur and J.P. Bagaria sir. This book is published by Excel Books, New Delhi, and second edition of this book is now available. Bhaiya has total 28 years of corporate experience. He was a senior vice president of Satyam Computer Services, heading the Global Learning Center. He was a chief information officer of the Industrial Production Division of W.L. Gore and Associates, USA. He is a founding member of Global CCU, a consortium of corporate universities, France. Thank you very much. Over to you, Bhaiya.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. I won't take much time. I would just like to wish all the students all the very best. And Suhas Pedneca ji has already very nicely put what is required, which is written on the left-hand side over here. Holistic world vision, which includes not just themselves and not just the job, but other things as well, which are written on the right-hand side. Skills to implement or realize this world vision, and practice, so that this is actually realized. So this is one thing. And students, I would like to wish you all the best. And as far as the faculty and administration is concerned, my hearty congratulations to University of Mumbai, the Vice Chancellor, Suhas Pedneca ji, the Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Kulkarni, Professor Sibyl Thomas, and the whole team that is involved in this. AICT has developed a holistic sort of a document on holistic and value-based education. So you might like to go over it and share your observations about it. So best wishes, take care, and good night to all of you.
Thank you so much, Raju sir. Thank you for your, you made very fast. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
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 Gee. Now invite Professor Priya Vaidya to propose a vote of thanks. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening to all. On behalf of University of Mumbai, UHV cell, I render the formal vote of thanks. I thank Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Mumbai, Professor Dr. Suhas Pedneca. I also extend my sincere thanks on behalf of our entire team to Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Ravindra Kulkarni, sir, Our thanks are due to Shri Rajul Asthana sir. Many thanks to Professor Umesh Jadhav and Dr. Mohan Rao, who have very effectively coordinated this program. Our sincere gratitude to all the resource persons and deans of the Science, Arts and Commerce faculty. And our thanks are also due to the faculty members of different colleges and the university. Special thanks to our IT department, Dr. Mangai Madam, Rohit Chobeji from the IT department. Thanks are also due to Somaya Vidya Vihar for the link created. Special thanks to Mr. Nitin Purankar from the IT department of Somaya College. And also thanks to Dr. Bhavish Sinha and Dr. Suhas Jezurkar from the nanotechnology department, and to the entire UHV cell University of Mumbai, and to all the people who have made this program a wonderful session, an unforgettable event. Last but not the least, we extend our gratitude to all our students. Your participation, your questions made this entire session, so many days, more interesting and more valuable. When we look at India, we always feel the best India will unfold when young students like you will be the citizens of tomorrow. Thank you to one and all.
Thank you, Priya Madam. We now request all of you to please stand up wherever you are for the national anthem. रोहित जी, आवाज नहीं आ रही है. Thank you, Vice Chancellor sir. Thank you all guests. Thank you, Rajul sir, for joining. Thank you so much. The students, you can stay back. We'll just give you the closing, the link for the test. Okay, the assignment link has already been put up. As regards the post feedback survey, you already have the link with you. It will open up in a few minutes. But for the moment, yes, ma'am, want to say something, ma'am?
No, even thank Umesh Jadhav ji.
Yeah, Umesh Jadhav. I think he's not joined today.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Yes. So students are very, very eager. They've been waiting for so long for their test. Yes. So now we will be putting up the link on the chat of the test. Yeah. So it's already there. So it's already there. It will now open shortly in a second. The link is open for the it's already put. The link is put on the chat. Again, I put the link. Yes. So you can start the thing. And are there anybody on YouTube right now? Volunteers? Any on YouTube? Just put the chat on the group so you can just put it there. So you exactly got 45 minutes for this test. There are 20 questions. So the link will automatically close at 8 o'clock. Okay, 8 o'clock, the link will close. Yes, the link is open. You can just check properly. The link is open. You can check properly. Just check your Google. Yes, the link is open. I think you have to really look at your Google settings when you set up all these things. Yes, refresh and open it. That's what one of your friends is saying. Yeah, reload it, relaunch it. Do what you feel. You do what you. I'm sure you're all students. You can do it. Yes, everybody started. Okay, I'll resend it for you. We'll be here only for next few minutes because you have to. Yes, the link is again put there. Any faculty volunteers who are on YouTube? Are people there on YouTube? Yeah, I have put the. You can kindly put it on YouTube. I put it on the group. Shusha ma'am, you can just put it on the YouTube. Yes. Yeah. So right as of today, the post feedback form link is open, so you can please fill up that and do the test right now. So please worry about the test right now till 8 o'clock. We'll be there for another 5 minutes, and then we will be going off the web link right now. Don't understand the query of Anuraja Bhagat. The assignment link is for anybody. Gaurav Sharma, the form will remain open till 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. today. Okay, 8 p.m. today. Okay, so there are 20 questions and you have to attempt all the questions. Unless you attempt all the questions, the form cannot be submitted. You submit, you have to attempt all the 20 questions and submit the form. Certificates and all you'll get after the University of Mumbai reviews all your performance and attendance and everything. Yes. Nobody is allowed to speak. It's a time for test. Okay. Yeah. So I'm here till another 5 minutes. If there are any queries, you can put on chat and we'll respond to you. No mics will be unmuted. No hands will be. Yes. So you can share the test link with all your other friends who are right now are not on the session. So they can also submit the quiz, the test by 8 o'clock. So it's already up on YouTube also, the test link. Thank you so much. हाँ. So I guess everything is going well. So on behalf of University of Mumbai, on behalf of NCCIP of AICT and all the members of UHV cell and the faculty volunteers of Western region, we wish you all the best. And we are sure that this course will do a lot good to you. So I see already we are getting responses of the quiz. It's going on. Only thing, if you have any difficulty, please copy the link somewhere. So you can again copy it and open it again. Because there is over the last 1 week, there's been some issue with Google. So, but doing this test has got its own importance. So, Sybil Madam, can we close the session or do we need to be there?
Yeah, I think we'll close it, sir, and
Yeah.
let them do it, and we can capture that in later. No?
Yeah, and they anyway got the number of the help desk for if they have any difficulty.
Any help and assistance.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. To the
Namaste
entire
to all.
team.
Namaste.
Yes.
Raju sir, namaste. Namaste to all.
Rajul sir is there. Thank you so much, Rajul sir.
Raju sir, namaste.
So we can leave and end, and
Yeah,
Rohit ji also thank you, and we can.
Yeah, Rohit and this.
And the
people
Sumaya
were-
Vidya Vihar people, thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you.
Ji.
So shall I end this meeting?
Yes, please. You can end the meeting. Yes.
Thank you, Rohit.